Hello, my friends. I hope you are well on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon, depending on where you are. We're under a winter storm uh, advisory here, which that's common. And all our Canadian friends, 6 to 10 inches of snow is not a big deal. And for that matter, it's not here really because we have plenty of equipment to rid it from the roads. So that's a good thing. I hope I've got this all set up right. Okay, I have it right. If you hear something clicking like this, I found my rings. This is my wedding ring. This is my Psalm 23 ring. Would you believe that Psalm 23, the entire verse, is inscribed onto that with a cross? And it's actually written on there. You wouldn't believe it. Carla McClendon, you are the first, at least on my list, you're the first to join the chat. So let me say welcome Wednesday. It is a welcome Wednesday. We're glad to have you, Carla. Carla, you may have told me, but you know how brain injuries do with the memory. Where are you from, my dear? Tell me where you're from. I totally forget if you did tell me. And it wasn't by choice that I forgot. Uh, do the glasses help or hurt, or does it matter to you? Because now I'm seeing some of the screen coming back at me, and I don't want to do that. Here, I'll take these off. They help me read because I'll be 55 next Wednesday, and so are my eyes, both of them. So, but they do help me read. I live in Cocoa Beach. Oh, then you're perfectly located for any of those. Do any of the other lines sail out of there besides Cardinal? Because when we were loading last week, or week before last, when we were loading on the Magic, um, I don't remember. Maybe we did see another line, but I don't remember seeing like Celebrity or Royal Caribbean or I didn't see any others. What's familiar down at that dock or that pier or whatever you call it, port, cruise port? And I know that Tampa, I believe it was Tony or Jenny One that was talking here a long time ago, said that they wanted to live near Tampa because one of their favorite ships sailed out of Tampa because it was one of the older ships and its profile was lower. It could get under the big bridge there, one of the big bridges, and that was the only place. Yes, Royal, MSC, NCL, and Disney. I guess. Oh, I do remember Disney. I do remember seeing that one. I I don't remember seeing any of the others. I remember Disney because they were all red, unlike Richard Branson's Virgin. Uh, Disney attracts a little bit different crowd, methinks. But we had a very good time on our cruise. I need to do a cruise video, I guess. Although I didn't take enough footage, I didn't get out enough. I couldn't. Um, and when I did, I fell and smacked my head real hard and ended up in the hospital there in Orlando for a week. So it's not been the best vacation I ever had, but you take the good with the bad, you know? Stuff happens. How are you feeling? Well, thank you for asking. I am feeling better. I had a friend of mine ask me that earlier today. He said, "How you doing?" And I said, "Mediocre." So, and that's the best way I can put it. I have felt much worse, and I have felt much better, and I'm somewhere between those two. So, no real complaints. I'm still able to walk. I just have to be very careful. I have to use either this walker or my cane, which is out in my van. Um, or, if I'm going to do any kind of walking at all, it's got to be on my electric scooter, which this is the first time we've ever taken it out of town. I think we got that in May or June, and this was the first time we actually used it. I was just so worried about those guys that do the luggage for Southwest Airlines because it's a very pricey piece of equipment. And I don't know if you all remember the Pop-a-thon that so many of you were so kind and so generous to give to me and to my family. It allowed me to go on this cruise. Without that, I couldn't have gone. Without that scooter, I can't even go to my doctor's appointments. Without that scooter, can't go to the grocery store. Without the scooter, I can't go to Anya's, which is my Polish deli down here. So it has made my life, it has improved the quality of my life immensely. I just can't thank this cruise community enough. I'm amazed by the generosity. And we took it another step. I believe Shauna and Ilana, the Down Under Cruisers, along with, I don't know if it's Heather and Dwight also, organized this Helping Hands for Cruising. I studied all I could about it. Seems like a very worthwhile cause. And I happen to know this year's the first annual recipient of the Helping Hands for Cruising award. And that is to everybody pitch in and donate just a little bit. Hi, Rob. Welcome. We're talking a little bit, and you can elaborate on this. Oh, Rob, you want to come up? I can put you on the screen so you can elaborate. Talking about, I was just trying to tell them a little bit about Helping Hands for Cruising. I think Rob was another one that maybe had helped that. Okay, I'm getting ready to put that in there. And there it is. But it's designed to help people that either haven't been able to go. Perhaps they were like me. They need an electric scooter. Perhaps they need an assistant to go. Maybe they can afford the cruise, but they can't afford the assistant that has to accompany them in their room cabin, something like that. All this hopefully would be covered so that the person who may not have the funds otherwise will get to go cruising, and we'll all get to be. I'll tell you who this year's recipient is. And I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but I think everybody knows this already. And that is none other than our buddy from Kingsport, Tennessee. And that is Kenneth Oakes. You don't know Kenneth, you really need to get to know him. He is so fun. He does nothing if not make me laugh my butt off. He's so funny. He'll do a taste test on a can of SpaghettiOs. Ocean to ocean travel. You are welcome here anytime. Ocean, tell us where you're from. I forget. Welcome in. We got Rob on here, kids.
How you doing, Papa?
That's Rob Coughs.
Rob Coughs.
I'll tell you what happened when I was on enough morphine last week. I was looking at one of the screens, and I thought, Rob Coughs. Oh, that's his last name. So I start searching for Coughs. Then I was trying to do an international study. I was like, what town is he in or near? Because I knew you were here near one of the big ones.
Yeah.
So my morphine butt made it back home somehow. Washington State. Oh my goodness, Washington State is a beautiful, beautiful place. That can be up in Larry's neck of the woods. He's north of Vancouver. And I will tell you that area of the United States is beautiful. And the footage and the pictures that I've seen Larry put on here, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. My wife was looking last night, and I told her, I said, don't you do it, Satan, don't do it. She had it in her head we could somehow do an Alaskan cruise. I'm like, honey, which one of our triplets are we going to sell into, like, prostitution or whatever in order to get the money to go on that cruise? She said it's only 16 days, and it goes from Vancouver to Honolulu. I said, honey, do you know how many nights you're going to be on the sea? Which I love sea days, but man, this is another friend of mine, and I hope he's a friend of yours too. If not, please go see about him. That is none other than Jay Submarino Bowen. He and his wife, thank you, Jay. I am feeling better today. Reached out to the miss a few times. Oh, excellent, excellent. If you need anything done, just call her and she'll tell you right where to go. But I don't think you need that kind of knowledge, Jay. Jay, I think they are from the Jersey area. Is that right? And a year or two ago, they made the transition down to Florida. The whole population. Hey, mommy is wanting to retire next year and move down to Florida. And I think, well, um,
Anything's possible.
anything is possible. With faith, all things are possible. So I just challenge you to hang on to your faith. I had, now I will tell you, the one that we just went on was very similar to the one we're going on in October. The reason we didn't cancel is because this was the sixth time that we had tried to cruise. Got it paid for, had to get a refund. Got it paid for, had to get a refund. We went back and forth 6 times on 4 different lines trying to get a cruise before we accepted the truth that COVID was here to stay. And we were too, but COVID, it seems, was a little bit stronger than we were. And so I told her, I said, let's just wait. I said, I've got one scheduled for the end of next January and the first week of February. And little by little, we kept getting closer and closer to it. I had never been on Carnival.
Me either.
You've never been on Carnival?
Nope.
Let's see, Jay's in here. Jay, and also Ocean to Ocean. Have you guys been on Carnival line before? Carla, Carla lives at Cocoa Beach. That's right there by the port. The reason I ask is because I'm thinking these people, since they live in that area, and I think Jay and his wife have actually cruised quite a bit, unless I'm just assuming that, which that's entirely possible. And I got a new phone because when I got conked on the head, or when I conked my head on the wall, this time I had a little bit of a head bleed, not bad. And it threw me for a pretty good loop. The doctor came in the room, said we were going to need to do back surgery. You've got 4 stenosis something. I don't even know what that means altogether, but if we got any doctors or nurses in here. I've been on 15 Carnival cruises. Holy cow, Carla. I know where your spare money goes. Ocean to Ocean, yes. What was my question? Hey, Rob, what was my question?
I'm not too sure.
Wake up.
I am awake.
Uh-huh. I think you're eating M&Ms unbeknownst to me.
Nope.
Although I have a 2-pound bag here. Okay. Yeah, Mommy's been on like 4 or 5 Carnival cruises. Roy and Becky's Travels. Hey, if you don't know these people, you just don't know some of America's finest people. These are great people, put encouraging words out there every day. I love to listen to them, love to hear what they have to say. In all the negativity, that's one of the reasons I decided to go ahead a year or 2 ago and start my own channel, because I thought, you know what? If I can even put 5 minutes a day out there, that's better than some of the crap that people are going to read. But Roy and Becky, you're always welcome. You are always welcome. Now, Roy and Becky, for those of you that don't know, they're in the travel, I call it the RV community, but it's not just RVs, but it's predominantly RVs. Sometimes it's tents. Sometimes a lot of people are building up these vans. They're getting like an Amazon van and turn it. Has anybody seen, what's the names? Johnny's Journey.
Journey with the Gingers.
No. Johnny's Journey.
Oh, Johnny. Okay, no.
Yeah, Johnny's a lady. And her, I don't know if they're married or not, but her wife or girlfriend or whatever they call it is, oh my goodness, Kelly? Is it Kelly? I think it's Kelly. They've always been very sweet to me. I've tried all along to help everybody that I could, and I wish I could. I wish I could do things over again, but I don't regret giving. I just wish I had been a little bit more knowledgeable about where I was putting the money. Becky, I don't remember what you have, Roy and Becky. You have an RV or you have a tent, or is it like one of those pull behind campers or is it a motorhome? I always dreamed of having a 40-foot motorhome, like a
hmm
school bus, and that's
But
another.
then, but then just think about all the maintenance.
That's right. And you guess how much I can do?
0.
0. Well, that's not true. I can put gas in it.
Okay.
Once you send me to the tank, I know right where to put the gas in. Otherwise, the gasoline is going to end up in the freshwater draw. 1982 Ford Honey Class CRV. Oh, I am familiar with that. That's the time in our lives when we were. Rob, don't be smoking on my channel. Grief, buddy, with children on here. Don't let me-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just having a drink
Oh,
from
I bet you keep that there handy. So I
Wendy's.
take a 2 or 3 puffs, and then you say, "Oh, it was just a soda." Mm-hmm. I've heard that before.
Well, here's the proof.
Okay. Now I got to figure out what's in that cup. Is that a Wendy vodka?
It's just a Wendy's root beer.
Oh, Wendy's has these. Last time I was in Wendy's, they had these machines that you could like get 40 different drinks out of this one machine. You press the size of your cup, then you press ice, and this is out an automatic measurement of ice. Then you
Yeah.
press like I like the one of the I think it's one of the not root beer. I think it's one of the like raspberry something or it's
Yeah, no.
raspberry lemonade. Raspberry lemonade.
Yeah, what I find is the difference between America
Uh-huh.
and Canada. America has more options, and when it comes to drinks.
I think you're the second person that told me that.
Yeah, America has more options, so you can get some of the funkiest ones out there. Where up here, if we want it, we gotta go south to go get it.
No raspberry lemonade?
Sometimes we can find it, but
Okay.
I'm sure
That's
you,
good news. That's very good news because I mean at least now I can come and visit.
yeah, down there, I think you guys have lime and coconut, I think it's called. It's a Coke product. We used to have it, and then they stopped making it up here.
There are about 9 or 10 Coke products. Aside from just Coke and Diet Coke, there's probably 9 or 10 more options. Same with Pepsi.
Yeah.
I love my Pepsi, as you all well know. This is not the old fashioned made with real sugar, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah. So like if you take like regular Coke, and then there's different flavors
Yes.
that you could do. Where, like I said, in America, I find you get more options.
You're
when
not getting the machine that we have over at our Wendy's right over here.
Yeah.
If you go in there and press the Coke button, then you've got like 2 clocks worth of options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I just got like 15 or 20 different options to go in your Coke.
Yeah. But I'm not saying we don't have it, but it's very rare that you find it. I find it a lot more at the movie theaters.
Oh yeah, where they're $10
But
for a large.
that's where it's basically okay. Pull the chainsaws and let's saw off the arms and legs and use that for a payment because it's expensive to go there.
Point taken, brother. Point.
Yeah, well, up here, I'm not sure about for you guys down there. Up here, we have a thing called scene points. So it's like points go towards a movie.
Oh,
So every time, like with the bank I'm connected with, we gain points.
uh-huh.
So I just keep using my everyday spending, and then when I have enough points, okay, let's go watch a movie.
Wow, that's
And then,
nifty.
and then at least that will cut down my expense at the movie theater.
There is no cutting down now. Hey, everybody, look here. We have Roy and Becky said we
Mr.
definitely
Dewey,
most unhealthy drinks too. We have Victoria May. She came on yesterday asking for prayer for her great niece Nayeli, and I prayed for Nayeli last evening after I got off the internet, and I woke up during the night in a rare. I changed my medication now, and I was up half the night, actually most of the night. Tyler, look at this guy. We got young Tyler on here. And looks like we have another friend. Oh,
Mr. Dewey.
yeah, what happened there? There we go.
Oh,
Three.
take my glasses off.
Oh, well, Papa, why you had to let that guy in?
Well, hey, he pays great. He pays me wonderfully.
Papa, I extremely miss you.
You
I
do?
really do. I'm hoping and praying that you're doing okay and that you're feeling better. And I wish for strength for you.
I will
Thank-
tell you a week from tomorrow, which will be my 55th birthday.
Yeah.
I go to see, I know, a week from Monday. Maybe it's Monday we're coming up.
I know exactly when your birthday is.
Yeah, we're coming up on a scheduled. Well, it's scheduled now. It wasn't ahead of time, but it needed to be. And the fall I took in Florida was very bad. And
I didn't realize it was a fall until I
Yeah.
talked to Mummy.
it was a
Wow.
fall, and it was horrendous. And the hospital down there. Ooh, I hope.
I was truly sad and worried for you. I really was.
I'm glad, and I thank you for the prayers. It was one of those things that, I certainly didn't see it coming. I wasn't ready for another unconscious period, but it happened. We got Tyler on here and Victoria May. Oh, look, and this is not my friend Dewey. This is Tyler. This is young
Good
Tyler.
afternoon, everyone. How's it going?
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Tyler.
Good
That-
day,
Hey,
Tyler.
Larry.
Young man with the mature voice. We like that.
Thank
How
you.
about it, Tyler? How you doing, buddy?
I am doing fine. So,
I was hoping we could have met up with you.
yeah, it's unfortunate how everything turned out with scheduling and everything. It's been
I
a
need my
hectic
glasses on.
month.
Thank
It's
you,
been
guys.
just absolute. See if I get my hat fixed. There you go. Yeah, absolute hectic month here.
We met up with our cruise ended on Sunday. We got back from Aruba. And, well, that day, actually, we had gone to Grand Turk. And then
Where we were supposed to meet, Papa.
we're supposed to meet there?
Yes, you were supposed to get in at 7 a.m. Sorry for cutting you off. I'm sorry. I do that a lot. I
That's okay.
apologize.
If I'm asking, what
you were
hospital?
supposed-
Oh,
What's
Well,
that?
I got out of that cruise, and we had arranged to stay over till Monday morning, just in the Orlando area, so we didn't have to race around and get back to the airport and fly back to Milwaukee. We just didn't want to do that. So Mommy booked us a hotel there on the way back from the Orlando airport, and oh crap, hang on, here. And so we stayed in Orlando that Sunday, and we're going to leave Monday afternoon. Monday we started getting around. Oh no, first Sunday we met with John and Nancy of J&N Travels. They're from New Hampshire. Very, very charming people. And we had a very nice meal at Cracker Barrel. I was amazed to find people who had never eaten at Cracker Barrel. And I told them, I said, if you're driving through America on the interstate system, you will almost certainly at some point on your interstate travel, you'll find a Cracker Barrel at one of the exits. They do that deliberately because a lot of the highway travelers, they just like good home cooking. And man, when you can go in and get a sunrise breakfast and it has every single thing you want for $8 or $9 at the most. And
I would love to have that.
it's good. It's good. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody.
If I might asking in a moment a question, what hospital in Orlando did you end up going to?
Orlando Regional Health Center.
That's your problem with service. Orlando, you want to go to Florida Hospital. That's the best one with the best service. Florida Hospital. They're
Tyler,
all around Florida.
You just told me what 2 or 3 other people that are from that area. You just said the same thing they've said.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Don't go to ORMC. It's not good.
I find it amazing when you guys say, well, I can go to this hospital or that one. Like, for me, all my life, it was like, yes, I've lived in big cities, but I never had a choice. Well, I had the choice. I wanted to go to other ones, but it was like whatever one was the closest to me. Like, it just seems strange that you guys say, well, you should have went to this one because you'll get better service. And I've never experienced that. That's so amazing.
Well, we were not familiar with Orlando. It's been years since I've driven Orlando, and I wouldn't even know to drive it now. And I wasn't conscious when they took me from the hotel.
No.
I was unconscious for a day or two actually, and then they got me back up and trying to walk a little bit, and that was kind of a crap show. But and we had some friends. Get this. We had a guy that they winter down there. They're snowbirds. He's from my hometown of Anderson, Indiana. And we used to give him a ride when he was a troubled teenager. Now he's 65. He's 65 now. But my mother and dad would give that kid a ride to church every time he'd call and ask. And I just knew him as Brother Jim. And Brother Jim was great. Well, then Brother Jim went into the military. And he took some hard knocks, some literal and some figurative, but he's always loved my family. And of course, I was the baby of the whole family. And Shelley had put it on the internet, and Shelley didn't see the reply. So another friend of ours from Anderson called Shelley, and she's like, Shelley, this is Diane. I just got a call from Liza Likens. And she's, Shelley didn't know Jim and Liza. And she said, well, who's that? And well, she explained the whole story. And he was like, well, they're only an hour from you. They're in Lakeland, Tyler.
Okay.
You know where Lakeland is?
Yes, that's on the I-4 corridor.
That's exactly right.
Even I know where Lakeland is.
Yeah, it's between Orlando and Tampa. And but they winter there. And so they spend about 4 or 5 months a year down there, just enough to escape the Indiana winter, which you wouldn't even call winter.
Tyler probably never even experienced winter.
Oh my goodness! It did get almost to 29 this year, which I guess is for y'all not even anywhere close to cold. But for us
29,
29 is.
I'm wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt right now, as you can see, and it's probably in the 40s still. And I'm outside walking around in shorts. I do get a lot of looks, but
we got down to Florida, and Mommy had said, "You better take a jacket."
Yeah.
Come on, Mommy. We don't need a jacket. It's Florida.
I heard, yeah.
Because even if it's going to be cold for Florida, that means 55 or 60. That's cold in Florida. And, for us, that's just a nice cool breeze in the evening. And
sorry.
and they don't have the same feeling for the winter that we do. And out here, when you get some wind coming across, we got a southwest wind coming in, blowing right into us right now, and it's howling. But everybody was just freezing. Everybody was walking around the airport like, and I was with her. I was like, why can't it just be warm if everybody wants it warm?
It is. I just looked. It's 41 here,
Yeah.
and I'm outside walking around in my shorts and short sleeve shirts without a jacket. It's perfect. The sun helps.
It is. No, it's not 99. It's 52 here,
Oh,
and it's going to be 20 tonight. It's going to fall, and then the snow's coming in. It's supposed to get 6 to 10 inches, but I don't really see it happening. Let me welcome Dewey.
Yes.
Dewey is the perfect gentleman. He was our travel companion, and I am telling you, that man, he is just perfect. He's a gentleman. He's fun. He's very jovial, and what a wonderful time we had conversing with him. I think we ate breakfast and dinner every day with him, and sometimes we even had lunch with him too.
I heard he closes out the bars.
I'm not going to get into that.
Good one.
Now let's see. What do I do here?
Oh, there's Brad from Midland.
Oh, yes. Welcome to Brad and Kimberly Ryan. They're in the Simi Valley area. Dewey, there you go, Dewey.
Hello, Dewey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Dewey.
How do we?
Guten Tag.
You're looking a darn sight better now than the last time I saw you.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you there when he had the fall, Dewey?
He was there when I had one of them. I had one of them on the ship. The ship was just steadily going like this.
Yeah.
And I heard even some of the waiters saying that was unusual, because ships move some, but not to where you feel it a whole lot. But I'm off my equilibrium bad enough because of this whole thing went on. And man, when the ship was rocking, woo.
You don't walk around, do you, Papa? I noticed that you do have your scooter, right?
I did have my scooter. I did not go anywhere without my scooter.
Yeah.
That's my problem. It's all I can do to get from my bed to the toilet. And it's only like 15 or 20 feet in those cabins.
Yep.
But it's very dangerous. And thankfully, usually when we got there, Dewey had already selected a table for us, and he had everything ready for us. It was perfect. We really fell in love with Dewey. If you don't know Dewey, you need to go check out his channel just because he's a good guy. He's one of the good guys. I couldn't believe how cold it was at the Atrium Bar while I was waiting for you to board. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We were coming on board, whatever deck that was, 3 or 4.
Deck 3.
Deck 3. And I could see the pretty lights and the stairs lit up. And oh my gosh, it is impressive. But it was bone chilling cold in there.
I felt sorry for the bartenders because they had thick coats on and they were still standing there doing one of these. I sat there for a while with my drink and I said, to hell with this. And I went over by the couches where it was at least out of the way of the draft because it was darn cold.
Wow.
Larry or Dewey, can you make Rob a moderator?
No, only you can.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, only you can. Unless, give me 1 sec. I'll try for you, Papa. Just give me 1 sec.
Yeah, and I'm not even a moderator, so I
we
can't
can.
do anything.
Yeah, only you can, Papa.
Okay, so
But all you do, Papa, is in the YouTube chat, not the StreamYard chat.
I've never understood the
open
difference.
with YouTube.
YouTube.
There should be a window with YouTube, and you should see YouTube chat as well.
Oh, live. Okay, 9 people watching. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna. If I get any feedback, just give me a minute. I'll shut it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. I need to get who? Rob and Larry. You want to do this too?
What?
Rob and Larry. If I make you
I'm already blue for you, Papa. I've been blue for you many, many months.
Where's let's see.
I'm already blue for you, Papa. I've been blue for you.
That sounds like an Elvis song. I'm blue for you.
Well, actually, when you made me blue, I actually sang the song. I'm blue. Da, ba, dee, da. Yeah.
Oh, that song.
Oh yeah.
Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that song.
Actually,
who won? Larry's already won. Who was that one? Oh, Rob. Rob, where's it? I gotta find a comment of yours, don't I?
I can drop one for you now.
yeah, sure, yeah. Well, you got enough in there. He'll find it, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, put something in there that shows that we're friends.
You got enough in there.
There you go, I just dropped one.
Oh, you just dropped one. Yeah, Rob,
There it is.
something in there that shows that we're friends.
So,
So
Papa,
there we go. So I click on that.
and then it'll
By
give
the
you
way,
option
guys,
to
it
make
appears we have
moderator.
a echo somewhere. So
Yeah,
I think it's coming from Papa's when he
Okay.
switched
Yeah,
to
it's coming
YouTube.
from
Okay.
Papa. I was just going to tell him how to do it, but I want him to do that first.
just checking, just letting everyone know.
Did it shut did that shut the echo off now?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. All you
Yes.
do
Yep.
is mute the YouTube one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Rob, I think you should be. Did it do what you wanted?
Let me see.
Look.
I'll look in YouTube.
It said add moderator.
Comment. Rob.
Yep.
Good.
I'm gone blue.
Good,
There's
good.
our girl Najuma too. Hi Najuma.
Oh, that's sweet Najuma. We're gonna get to meet her and spend some time with her.
Yes.
Everybody, I want to put something out there and not to alarm anyone, but it has the potential to be extremely serious. And I have dealt with enough serious in my life that I want to be through this season. I've got to be away from any type of brain surgery or back surgery before I can even have a thought of going away in October. Any of you that want to agree, if it's your opinion that prayer works and prayer helps, offer one up for me whenever your prayer time is, because there are so many people. I don't really have. I'm not in love with any particular ship. To me, if it sails and if it floats, I'm in.
Whatever
But
floats your boat.
right.
I always tell people I'd love a garbage scow if it meant I got to go somewhere.
Well, I just want to. I really just want to meet the people. A lot of people. I'm telling you, Shelley and I, we were just amazed at how much fun Dewey was. We really enjoyed our time. And I
Yeah.
told her, I said, won't it be nice in October? Now, this was about a half hour before I fell and crunched my head in the cabin. But she's like, yeah, that would have been fun. Like, what are you talking about would have been? She's like, honey, we're not going anywhere as long as you're playing around with your back surgery and your brain surgery, all this stuff. So, and we haven't been to the neurologist yet. We went to one in Orlando, and by 24 hours later, he changed his mind. Oh, by the way, that back surgery I was threatening you and your family with, you don't really need that after all.
Yeah, that surprised me. So that was part of prayer too, because we were all praying for you, Papa, and then you didn't need it. So
Oh, I needed it, all right. I needed, and I'll tell you why. I needed where I didn't destroy that doctor because I just wanted evil to come his way.
I understand that.
He terrified my.
Papa don't wish that on many people at all.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he terrified my wife. We're 1,500
Yeah.
miles from home.
Unfortunately, that's one of the things that's why people don't go to that hospital. It's not a good hospital.
That's what all our friends that live down there are telling us. I'm like, well, I wish we had made contact a few weeks earlier and they said, let's all be extremely well.
Coming from a Canadian, I am extremely, how do I say it, concerned with how you guys say that. Like, I've never experienced that. Yes, we've had some rude doctors or whatever, but I've never experienced what you're saying, where it was like they treated you like the lowest piece of garbage on earth, even though they should be there trying to help you and be compassionate and loving and trying to save a human being's life. And and I hear these stories all the time from, because my kids, they have different choices to go to the hospital there in New Mexico, and you're hearing the same thing, and it's so sad. So I really pray for all you guys, man. I really do.
A lot of them deal with the God complex, Larry. They assume that if they say it, you should take it every single word and jot and tittle and follow the directions, no questions asked. You trust them because they're a doctor.
Yeah.
And, I'm used to my doctors here. They don't have all the answers, but they'll tell me we don't have all the answers.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
right.
run some tests.
which is good.
You're right. I would prefer that if, I would that any doctor would say, we're going to have to run some other things. We cannot make a valid judgment yet, but we're going to try to.
Wow.
Yep.
But man, my father is 88 years old and in very, very poor health.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's 65 and she's taking care of him. And while I was there in the hospital, her only daughter, the firstborn grandchild in our family, died of a heart attack
Ooh.
while I was in the hospital. So we couldn't get any to Branson. They live in Branson, Missouri. And I mean, so all of this to go, with my family that does remain. I've got a nephew that's still alive. Well, actually, I have two. The one I see on a semi-regular basis. Call me V. Welcome, V. Welcome.
Oh, Canada. Sorry.
Another Canadian.
I'm trying to get. Oh, there it came up.
Here, I'll pinch them for you, V. Call me.
If I hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, let me put Najuma up here so everybody can see her pretty face too.
Did you say hi to Brad?
Brad, midlife.
Midlife, yeah. Did you say?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Brad. Hey, Brad. If you're still on here, I don't know if I wore all the groups that sent me a T-shirt.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wore a different one every day, and I even had a day to wear mine.
And I can vouch for that.
That's right.
Papa, I still need I need a 5X one.
This one's huge, man. I don't know what size this is.
I need a Papa 5X one, and I'll buy it. That was planned, everyone. That was planned. Okay. See, it worked, Papa.
This is the 3X.
A 3X? Oh, that's even small. Way too small for me.
It's pretty big, Larry.
I know. For you, you're a small guy.
Larry's got jokes. Yeah. I just got off the scales. I weigh 219.
Yeah, I weigh 340.
God, I wish that's all I weigh.
Yeah, I weigh 340, Papa.
Well, I know you told me, Plump, that you had lost a bunch of weight, and Dewey told me he's lost 150 pounds or something like that, Dewey?
About 120.
Or 120.
Wow. I was up to 360. I'm at roughly 340 the last time I weighed myself.
So I'm thinking me and Tyler, the only ones are on the low end.
I don't know. I've never seen
We'd have to add a couple of you together for some.
Yeah. But you're also probably 20, 30 years younger. Well, in Tyler's case, 40 years younger.
Tyler's 17 now, right, Tyler?
Yeah, did you turn 17 yet?
Yeah, almost.
Oh my gosh, 45 years younger than me.
When's your birthday, Tyler?
In October.
October.
Yeah, my daughter's.
Oh, wait. Hold the phone.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking, Papa.
I know a place that serves up chocolate cake or something like that.
Even better yet, I know the best birthday present. You said you're 17 right now, right?
Yeah.
You're so a very good 18th birthday present.
Oh dear.
Well, it's 250.
And I think Larry knows.
Is it anywhere near October 15th?
Where's my Pepsi? Oh, there's my Pepsi.
Tyler?
Yeah, Rob, you got it right,
close.
buddy.
Yes.
I'm just thinking I'll pray about it and I'll seek God and ask Him if this could be His will somehow. Doesn't hurt to ask, even if He says no way. I
Dewey,
weigh what the
how
scale.
far away from Tyler are you?
He's up. Where exactly are you, Tyler?
I'm in the Orlando area, so
About 3 hours away.
Oh, Tyler's
Oh, 3
family.
hours away. Okay.
I should have gone to Tyler's house and hung out for a few days. Oh my gosh.
I wish, but I'm not that close to downtown Orlando. I'm a little bit on the outskirts, so
When I was
You
still
know what,
about an
Tyler? I
hour
want you to
and
bring me
15
to Port
to Port.
Canaveral.
You want what?
Hey, I want Tyler to bring me wherever there's spaceship so I can get to see like a rocket launch. Tyler, I told you before that would be a dream come true for me to see a rocket launch.
hey, you know what? You can go down to the Kennedy Space Center. Before a cruise, if you're ever planning a cruise, come down here maybe 2 days in advance and have 1 day before the cruise. Go to the Space Center, and that's pretty cool. You can't see as much publicly as you can if you go to some other places. Can't mention names, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Space Center here in Florida, Kennedy, is a great place to see public accessible. It's not as accessible as they have down there in Texas, but it's still, you can still see boosters that sort of flew. Maybe they never did, but it's still a great place. But
Did you see another YouTuber caught a launch?
No.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that mission, everyone and their brother caught that one. The Cosmos SkyMed 6. That was everyone and their brother caught that one. I think Adam from Adam's Away, my good buddy Adam, he caught that one when he was on the Oasis. The Degenerates caught it on the
I love how they
Horizon.
got theirs. Yeah, that was awesome.
So many people were shooting, what is it, sunset or sunrises, and caught it.
You know
See,
what?
that's-
We were supposed to the night we got in on a Friday, and we were supposed to have a meeting of everybody that evening. And I guess I just had a brain fart, and Shelley was like, "What are you thinking?" Because I was like, "Well, we get in at 6:30. We'll be there by 7 at the restaurant." Not even a chance.
No, there's zero way.
It's like, you're in Orlando. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're going to tease me with bad traffic, I'm from Chicago.
Well, the Cape, there's no traffic. I've been to I go to Cape all the time. So people say, "Oh, there's traffic going to the Cape." Most part, if you live in Orlando and if you don't go on I-4, there's no traffic. You take for me to get there, I have to take the Turnpike to 528, and then 528 is just a straight line to the port. For me, I can get there in an hour and 15 minutes. Google says an hour and 20, but with no traffic, because there's barely any traffic. Only time there is traffic is coming home. If you come home around 5 o'clock, there is traffic on this one, the exit from 528 until the Turnpike. But besides that, there is barely any traffic to get to Port Canaveral. It's one of the reasons I love it, is barely any traffic, and it's pretty much a straight shot all the way there from highways.
Hey, looky here what Kami V said. I weigh what the scale tells me. I think she lies. No, but the other two, Dewey and Larry, I want to tell you, you make it sound like those aren't big accomplishments, but those are huge accomplishments. 120 pounds or 150 pounds, whatever. Anybody that has lost what Tyler weighs, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And, I've lost 200 pounds.
Well, I was just in the pool last night here at this hotel, and we're going again tonight. And I've needed that because we've been, not active that well. And so, bones are creaking and stuff like that. And it's very painful because of the back and all that. But I needed a pool, and that was very motivating. Plus, I'm also on another med. So I need to walk. Because I know these cruise ships, there's a lot of walking, and I need to, I just went shop. I've been shopping for formal wear, and I need help for some reason. Oh, my battery's dying. Give me 1 sec.
If I lived there, I could help you, Larry, because I used to work for a tailor.
Well,
But-
it's the problem is because I'm 5X, and here in Canada, there's not as many big and tall stores. And so they're spread out all over. I'm on Vancouver Island, and it's very limited for the 5X stuff. So what I have to do on my next cruise, which is in 17 days, I got to fly into LAX, and I get in around 7, and then you guys are just making me nervous with this traffic thing because I've been to LA and that's crazy traffic.
LA can be crazy.
I'm staying at a hotel at the airport, so I got to go to a mall somewhere around close to the airport so I can get at least a suit, or not suit, but a dress pants. I've been trying all those the whole 3 days that we've been here in Vancouver Island to get my clothes. Can't find it. Can't get nothing but what I need.
What requires the 5X, Larry? Is it your belly or your legs or what?
My belly.
Your belly? Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody carries their weight differently.
Yeah, mine's the belly. Yeah.
I'm small up here.
Yeah.
But, I got a couple bellies down here.
Yeah.
My belly
And
button.
I'm also tall too. So in the case, same like Dewey, we're both tall. So you need that length.
Ooh, Dewey is tall because anybody that's taller than I am by that much, I'm thinking, wow.
I'll most likely, because what I understand, because he's 6'6" or 6'4"?
I'm 6'4".
So he's 2 inches taller than me. So I'm going to look up to Dewey.
Yeah. I look up to him, and it didn't take a measurement to figure it out. He's just a good fellow. I don't know if they have. Do they have Men's Warehouse where you are,
No.
Larry? No.
So also because we're into winter, you experience this too, Papa, because you have 4 seasons where you live. Right now they're into winter clothing.
Yeah.
So I'm going on a cruise. I don't want winter clothes to go on a cruise. I need summer clothes, and they're not out yet. And so all that kind of things, it's very tough. So it's just the problem for me is the timing.
The real
Amazon up there.
I mean, retail. Excuse me, I'm getting my words crossed. The retail market for men's clothes is going to change over once February 14th. So around March 1st, right before spring break, American spring break, is when they'll start putting out men's clothes. They want to beat the competitor to the dollar.
Well, I was just in one store yesterday. She says, "Yeah, we're just about to start putting out our spring stuff, not the summer, but the spring stuff, very shortly." Yeah.
Do you guys have K&G?
Do I have what?
K&G, no.
K&G, no.
No.
Do you have?
Larry,
In Powell River, Papa, we have one small Walmart, not no super center. We don't sell really much of anything food. We do have some like dry stuff, but like fruits or vegetables, any of that we don't have it. So because we're a really small Walmart, that's it, and the size goes only up to 2X there. Sometimes there's a 4 or 5X shirt, a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But that's it. So that's that. So now I'm over on Vancouver Island. Yes, they do have other stores, but again, Canadians, they don't cater to a lot of bigger people. We do have big and tall stores, but they're spread out in like really small pockets of places that you have to drive. And they cost, like I found one that's an hour and a half drive from here, and that was $99 for a shirt.
Oh.
Just for a shirt.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Goodness, Tyler, where do you buy your clothes?
Mostly, at mostly from cruise ships. Actually, most of my clothes have all been from the cruise lines.
Oh wow!
Or cruise creators. I'll buy some of
Oh,
most of my merch, or SpaceX merch. That's usually where I get most of my clothes from.
That's what I'm going to finish telling you guys that I did wear all the different channels.
Yeah.
At least one of them. Every day I wore something different. The last one I wore was when we were getting off the ship, and I hadn't yet worn Midlife Crazies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wore it. That was the last one. But I had planned to meet with Jason and Krista because our hotel was very near their home.
Oh, wow.
And Orlando International was not far from Altamont Springs. And so I had thought, well, I'll wear this when I go meet them. So they'll see, I'm wearing their shirt and whatnot. But I had eight of those shirts, and we were out there 8 days. And I think I wore mine for like an hour or two just to show up and get some taco meat. But gosh, I'm trying to think what you could find.
See,
So-
so here's the thing. I have an Amazon. Like I shop on Amazon all the time. But my experience shopping on Amazon, because the sizes aren't the greatest, so I order something. It's not small. I think the last time I ordered shorts, I ended up giving them to her Ananda's mom. Here, I just want you to say hi. Do you mind, love? No? Oh, she's not ready to come on camera yet. I was going to give you
Oh,
the
tell her, come on, it's
Come
Papa.
here, She's not dressed right yet. Well, she's dressed, but she's not feeling well. She went to the dentist the last couple of days, and you
We
know,
don't care if people are dressed or not.
Larry,
yes,
No, you don't.
I sent you a link in Messenger.
yeah, I got it.
That's
Yeah, I was-
where I've been getting a lot of my clothes. They have an app that you download and it measures you exact. And I have had the best fitting clothes from them, and they're reasonably priced.
Okay,
I
so
meant to
now,
ask
will
you
they
about that,
deliver?
Louis.
Will they
I didn't know
deliver to
anything
like my
about
hotel? Oh, sorry, Papa.
I didn't know anything about that. I know what he's talking about, but I didn't know anybody that had ever tried it. I'm glad to hear that, Dewey.
So
Yeah.
that's exactly the same thing for me, Papa. I never. Yeah, now you're saying that. So, but
Yeah.
will they deliver to my hotel, Dewey?
Well,
Okay.
but it would take longer than what your stay is at the hotel to make it, because once you order it, it's going to take a
Oh,
couple
okay, yeah.
weeks or so
Yeah.
before they
See,
get
that's the thing. I'm going in 17. This was basically, as you all know, this was a spontaneous thing, right? And I don't have a lot of clothes, so this is one of the reasons what I was trying to do here while I'm in this town on Vancouver Island. Well, no, I have clothes, but no formal wear. I don't have formal wear. I don't have like I do have a pair of shoes that I can use, but like dress clothes, like the formal wear. I have a pair of jeans and some sweatpants. I'm not going to go to a formal dining, and I want to experience formal dining. That's all part of the experience on a cruise.
I understand you and I feel your pain. I have always loved to dress for dinner. From the time I was a little child, my father had a suit for me when I was a little boy. And when I got to be of the age of performing, obviously, if we were somewhere where we were performing and were invited to eat dinner before and after, had nice clothes, tuxedo, cummerbund, bow tie, the whole schmear. And so I grew to love it.
I've
But
seen your video of when you were in church too, how you're all dressed up. So yeah,
I usually wear a tie to church.
yeah, you do. Yeah.
or a clergy tab.
Mhm.
But what I was going to say was, it depends. I noticed on, and Dewey can help me much more with this. Dewey and Tyler probably. I don't know if Carnival, if their idea of formal night is different, or if it's just people's idea of formal night, because I didn't see that many people dressed like I would want to dress. And Shelley even said, "Why are you doing all this? You don't." I said, "Honey, I'm not
Yeah,
trying."
the higher quality cruise lines you get, the better they'll dress up. But
Yeah.
Carnival, you're lucky if you even find anybody that has a jacket on. I'm a rarity. Just
I
'cause
saw
wear a
that,
jacket.
Dewey. Oh my gosh, you guys should have seen Dewey. Dewey, guess what happened? When I crunched my head or whatever, I lost everything on my phone.
Oh no.
All my pictures, all my numbers, my contacts. I've been having a heck of a time trying to retrieve all these numbers. Rob knows.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Larry texted me, Dewey, I have yours, Dewey, because Shelley had it. If Shelley had it, it was okay. But I just didn't see what I thought I would see at formal night, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I thought, and of course Dewey, he looked great. He was spick and span. He had a white suit on one night. Oh man, he was all kinds of colorful. It looked great.
I do have a colorful wardrobe, that's for
Borrow
sure.
some clothes off of Dewey.
I'll borrow some clothes off
Yeah.
of Dewey when we go. I mean,
There you
There
go.
you go.
There you go.
We
There's
can
an
roll
option.
up the pant legs a couple inches.
We have who is this here?
Well, that jacket and that shirt I had on that night were part of that company that I just sent to Larry, because
Yeah.
that's the first time I've ever had long sleeve shirts that don't come up like 3 inches above my watch. They actually fit properly.
You know, Dewey, let me ask you something, because I was always very hard to fit. not only because of my waist and because of the lack of chest in relation to the gut, but I have 38-inch arms. And that's almost impossible to find. When you got, an arm that's 38 inches, well, you do the math. That's 76 inches. But I'm only 72 inches tall. And so I got 4 inches reach is more, they say that your height is supposed to be your arms outstretched.
Yeah.
I have 76 inches in the arms, but my clothes, I was only getting a 72 or a 73 dress shirt because I was buying off the rack at Walmart, and the price was good, but it may as well have been a wheat plant or something if I was trying to wear it, because it didn't fit me near the way it was. Like you said, Dewey, it's like the thing came clear up to here, and I'm like, oh, come on. But I did finally find the where I measure, and I knew how to measure people too, because I had done that for years at the tailor. This is Jin Vajda. Welcome, Jin. You are always welcome here. I remember your name from one other time I think you were on here. Maybe you've been on here several times. Jin, where are you from? You from the Philippines? From Europe?
So what I'm wanting, I want a pair of dress pants, like you would have like a suit pants. I want a black shirt and well, not necessarily black shoes, but a pair of dress shoes. I did get a tie for Christmas from my mother-in-law, a really nice tie.
Excellent.
Maybe, but I don't necessarily need it. I do see people just wearing the collared shirts, long sleeve, collared or short sleeve. I do see that, but I just want to, like you said, Papa, I like a little bit of dress up, but not like the suit and tie kind of deal. Yeah.
Well, so you're looking for a pair of pants that fit right.
Yeah. But
Okay.
dress pants.
Yeah, right. And what size do you think pants you need? What size waist?
Do I have to admit over July?
We're not gonna tell, I promise.
56. Yeah.
Okay, 56 waist and
32 length. 32 length. 56
32.
waist, 32 length.
oh my God, how do you ever find clothes?
I don't know.
That's a challenge, brother. That
It is
is
very.
And the problem I have, they think you're either skinny and tall, or fat and short. Nobody ever
Yeah.
believes you can be fat and tall.
Yeah, that's right, Dewey. I agree.
And everybody all fat men must have those tiny little T-Rex arms,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not 30 inches in the arm length. I'm 38 inches in the arm length. Whatever happened to a compromise in there?
In the size of a shirt, I'm what they say 5X. I just put a 5X on yesterday, so but I don't know. I don't know if you guys do that in America or not, or do you?
Some are I wear a 5X in some shirts, 4X in others. Others come in numbers.
Well,
It
this one
varies,
here I get on
depends where
right
you
now.
get it.
The one I get on right now is a 4X, but it's still like it covers my belly and it goes down. But that's the problem for me. It's that length, and that's why I'm saying to you, Dewey, we're pretty much alike, right?
So do you need a
Surprisingly,
5X tall?
My biggest problem is my shoulders than my belly, because I'll get shirts that fit just fine around my belly, but I can't pull my arms in because my shoulders are so broad.
Yep.
Everybody, Jin Vajda. I'm from the Philippines, but I live in Europe, Hungary. I connected with you through Tommy Travels. Good deal, I guess. Papa Mozo. Thank you, Jin. Thank you for sticking with us and believing in us. We are certainly let you know you're always welcome here. Anytime you see me on, you're welcome to come on up. I pay like $25 a month for this. Oh boy, mommy's. Sorry, Dewey. Mommy's ahead of you.
Happy wife, happy life, Papa.
That's right.
That's good. Mine's just the link to that M. Taylor, so you'll have it for reference.
Oh,
Yes,
I love
I'm
this
going to
picture.
check it out after we're done here.
I believe earlier we were talking about where I get my shirts from, and the place I do is my own merchandise store. I have where a lot of custom merch I designed.
Your own merchandise store. What? Wait.
Yes.
You have
I didn't know you had your own.
you have Tyler Mart.
I do, sort of, technically
Wow.
speaking. It's growing, but I
No
started
way,
off.
Tyler.
Yeah, I sell cruising apparel. I'm trying to. It's just hard to come up with ideas.
I
It's
got
hard
a
being a
mug.
content creator. People don't understand. It's hard work being a content creator. It isn't as easy as just turning on the camera and.
I
Wow,
agree.
he's got his own. I was going to ask that question actually, Tyler.
Tyler had two at one time. Do you still have two or no
To what?
channels?
Oh, I actually have 4, technically speaking, but I.
You have 4 channels.
Well, technically, I manage
No.
2 of them, 2 other channels, and then I technically have 2.
No,
So
you should
2
manage
cruising
all of them,
channels, and
man.
then the Tyler Show is like an everything channel, mostly Port
Yeah.
Canaveral based. But
Yes, I'm a manager.
yeah, I
I
manage 2 other channels though, so that's something I do for.
You're hilarious, Tyler.
Wow.
Man. You're great. Tyler's great. He's always been so respectful. My son is half Filipino, half Hungarian. His body size is slim like me, but he is tall like his father. That has problems too.
See,
Um,
yeah. They have
when
their
you
problems.
got teenagers that grow like an inch every month, and you buy them something that fits, and 2 months later they're totally out of it, like his father. I'm having problems looking for the right size of clothes for him. Anybody want to? Let's see. I wonder how tall he is. If he's tall like his father, I wonder if he's 6. Jen, is he tall? Are we talking about 6 feet? And I'll tell you,
Yeah, he's tall like his father. She said.
yeah, I didn't know what tall meant. Everybody has a different idea what tall is. There's a lot of people that look at me and say, "Oh my God, you're so tall," but then if they see me with you and Dewey, I'm not so tall. You know,
Larry, you use Teesprings?
I used to. Yes, I have my own merch store too. Yes.
Isn't it spring nowadays?
Yes, it's spring.
Yeah.
I have a mug. Mommy got me in Aruba. I couldn't get off the ship that day in Aruba, and I collect mugs, and I've got mugs from all over the world. And you know the people, Glenn Miller and Sarah, Glenn and Sarah. I think Glenn and Sarah.
Tehran. I think it's
Tehran, yeah.
Yeah,
I think they're going on our cruise with us.
they are. Yes.
And they were so sweet. I didn't have any idea. They asked me, "Well, is there anything you've ever wanted?" And I said, "Yeah, a mug from Bulgaria." So they sent me a mug from Bulgaria, and I got the little box. It's not every day I get a box from Europe. I mean, I do sometimes, but it's usually business or church related. And this was scribbled on and taped up, half baked. And I thought, "Oh, what's this?" And I opened it, and it was a mug from Bulgaria. And then they were going home the next week, and they got stranded at their
Yeah.
in Malta. No, Malta. Yeah, they got
Malta, yeah.
stranded
Yeah,
in
Malta.
Malta. That's where their layover was. And so they bought another mug for me from Malta. I got 2 different mugs from, and that one I got from Aruba really looks nice. Really looks nice. Shelley said Aruba was beautiful, but I will say she liked Grand Turk better than any Aruba or Curacao. Now, Curacao, ironically enough, that was the only place I was able physically to get off the ship.
Yeah, you were doing good that day.
I was. I had a pretty good day going. And I've got a picture here of me and Mommy laying out by the pool, but I don't know, can't remember which day this was. Let me see if it tells.
I just noticed all 4 of you guys have been on a cruise except for me.
You won't have to be able to say that too much longer.
Yeah.
Nope. 17 days.
Wait, what?
17 days.
He's running off to a cruise in 17 days.
I have a cruise going out of Long Beach down to Mexico.
Oh boy. Aren't you fancy pantsy?
Well, it was an extremely great deal as a travel agent deal.
Ah, I got you.
Think along the lines of casino player deals, but even better.
Casino. Well, I'm trying to get this thing to turn. Hang on. Oh,
And I'll be honest with you, I'm extremely nervous.
does that show up?
Oh, okay. He's in the sun with mommy. There you go. Yep.
We're right at the edge of the pool, kind of in that first row.
Yep. And this is on the Magic, right?
It doesn't show my swimming. I had the most colorful swimming on. Dewey, you remember my swim trunks that day?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
They were black and they had all the.
Dewey, was he wearing a Speedo?
No.
It wasn't technically. It wasn't a speedo. It was a square cut.
Oh, like you? Okay, you said you had some for me. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah, but he's lost a lot of weight since a lot of those Speedo pictures we saw. It probably
Yeah.
doesn't look near as
Yeah.
scary now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't. I don't know if I. I don't know. If
Not
I
like it would be if I would had a Speedo on.
So that's when someone would come up to him and say, "How's it hanging?" Right? You know.
It's hanging low, very low.
Oh yes.
Mommy said when I had my hood on that I looked like the Unabomber. Now that yellow shirt is from the Degenerate Cruisers, and I forget.
Actually, I have to say that photo, Papa, reminds me of a weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I love that show. Oh,
So I was actually supposed to be on the Magic for my very first cruise that I booked. I don't know if you know that, Dewey or Papa.
If you told me, I forgot it.
Yeah.
Do you see Mommy anywhere in there?
Yep. No, wait. No, I see you. Where's Mommy?
She must be taking the picture. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's highly possible that she took a picture of you if you're there.
That's my scooter.
Yep.
And I will tell you, it will go as fast as I ever want to go on a scooter.
He was outrunning us in Curacao, that's for sure.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. This is the smiling face that greeted us right as we were walking on the ship. Of course, the Carnival employees do, but nobody else got this smiling face but us. That is our buddy. And let me tell you, everybody had drinks in hand, so I thought, well, I'm not going to drink and get lit. I'm just going to get one of these.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Did they try to like put a drink in your hand when you walked on board? I know Carnival's been doing that on some of their
what
ships
they
recently.
did. And it was called, what was that thing called, Mommy? A whale tail.
The whale tail
Yeah.
thing. So they do that to everyone?
And yeah,
It's something they do, yeah.
Oh
They-
yeah, they almost force you to grab it, and then
I
after you
saw
grab
that
it,
on
then they
somebody's video, and it's like, no, don't do that to me.
But then after you grab it, then they tell you they need your card or your info number so you can pay for it.
and
Yeah,
it-
it's
Yep.
like 15
That's
bucks
why
or
you-
something.
it's 1850.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think for me, because it's my first cruise,
It's not
Go
worth it.
for it.
Just,
Go for
I
it.
mean, if you
Everybody's
Go for
got to
it.
have at least one, but after that, it's like I tell them I already have the cup. I just need the drink. So.
yeah.
Mom
I
has
think
been-
that's what I'll do. I'll grab one, but after that, no, don't do that to me.
Do you want to take your shirt off and show them your
I
titties?
do not. Stop that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, mommy.
Hi.
Mommy.
Hey,
Hey,
where are you?
Shelly, he's trying to corrupt you. Look out.
Come down here,
Hi.
right there.
Hi, mommy.
Good evening.
Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Naughty.
Oh, boy.
mommy, I just need to ask: do you still need that extra day on the end of the cruise?
No, I
No?
already booked on my own. I already booked it.
Okay, all right, no problem. I'm just making sure. I was doing all the rest of the thing next week for it. and I
For
just
the
wanted-
October cruise.
Are you talking about Home 2 Suites?
I
Yeah.
don't remember where I got.
FYI.
Is that where we're staying at the Garden Hilton Inn, right?
Oh, Garden Hilton.
Hilton Garden Inn, yes.
Hilton. Yeah, I just booked another on the tail end of the cruise. I booked
Yeah.
another night there on my own.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I gotta go. I got an appointment at 5. I'm going to get my nails done.
Oh,
And they
Oh, mommy getting her all done up. Woo-hoo.
I've got two that are just completely broke off.
Are you going to be okay
Will
when I
they fix
leave?
them? Huh?
Are you going to be okay when I leave?
I think I will. Yes.
and they, we have until what September to cancel if we need to.
No. No, you have to July something is the cutoff date.
July 3rd, 5th, 14th, or something like that.
Okay.
I think Cindy's actually. I don't. Is Cindy the one that's in charge of
Yeah.
booking this?
Yeah.
Cindy Spiker. Do you have her numbered? You know what? Tyler is going to be 17 while we're on our cruise, and he lives in the Orlando area. I'm just
Yes.
thinking an Uber down to Fort Lauderdale might be.
Oh my goodness, no way, no way.
Tyler, come on.
I'm
Come
sorry,
on.
but that is too far of a drive. No,
No,
way.
I was gonna say,
no. Oh my.
especially by Uber.
Vehicle, Tyler?
I was about
Listen,
to say,
boy.
no
I
way.
need
That's
to-
I
I
you should
need
take the
to-
bright line. Take the bright line. Hopefully by then, bright line will be up and running. Take bright line down south.
You-
That's a good idea. If you're in the future, hopefully by the end of this year, bright line will have a train running from OIA all the way down to the port of Miami.
I
I
saw
heard
that.
that.
I saw that Orlando to Tampa and Orlando to. There's some of the people in Fort
Yeah.
Myers and Punta Gorda.
Unfortunately, as of right now, the bright line does not run from Orlando to Tampa. It is only running from Orlando. That's his last stop. And
Right.
going to Tampa, it's at least 12 years away or so. I mean, they said they're going to do it, but the toll road giant CFA, Central Florida Authority, Toll Road Authority, they are dragging their butt on getting the permit because it would quote unquote damage, which I don't know why, because people are traveling by train, people are traveling by car, two different people, because people still travel by car to get places. Trains only for like people who want to mass commute or want to go places. It's more like the tourists. So
I
What
like
is
the
this,
train.
Tyler?
I like the train
I wish
system.
Brightline would put a station in Cocoa for the Canaveral people.
yeah, well, if you want something interesting, I haven't done a video on this. I should do a video on this in the future, but the port had a while ago, 2015, they wanted to put a train in. However, there's only 3 options to get the train to the port. It's either take 528, which is if you've been to the port, a storage you take to get into the port. You can follow there. That can get off of the main section of the Cocoa area, the Cocoa Curve as they call it. Or it could go through the NASA, go through the Space Center, because the Space Center had a rail for NASA for the shuttle and the Apollo, which they recently has been decommissioned. It's non-existent anymore. The track's still there, but it's not a railroad anymore. Or they can build a train trestle bridge over the Indian River Lagoon, which the fishermen are upset about. So there's 3 people who are basically like, no. The Air Force is number 1, which they don't want them to put a train through the Space Force Station due to security problems, which I don't understand because all cargo has been thoroughly screened before it got even into the country. So secondly is going over the lagoon, which is the Indian River Lagoon. Of course, the fishermen and people who actually go, because when you drive down the port, you see on the Indian River Lagoon, people pull over and they go fishing and then they camp. Those people are very upset that they want to put a train right where that property is. So that's another thing. And another one is the one they want to hug 528 all the way down is the people who live on the houses next to 528 are going to complain that having a train run through their house 1 or 2 times a day, it's going to be very annoying, which I mean, just ridiculous. I mean,
Wah.
the amount of complaining, it's like the port really needs to put this train in, but unfortunately due to the amount of complaining, because the port is lacking on cargo. The cruise operations are great, but cargo, they can't do cargo container ships like they have down in Miami.
There he is.
Yeah, transportation's limited, so
Tyler, because you're into the news like Tony and all them, right?
Yes.
You know what I would find interesting from my own personal view is what you're talking about. That kind of news that connects to cruising and all that. That's what I would be really interested in, man.
Yeah, I try to do that on the second channel. I don't do as many stories on the second channel because the news is so repetitive and it's depressing, to be honest. It's like talk about vaccines and COVID protocols. It gets boring after a while.
I'm seeing an awful lot jumping on board with that right now. Yeah.
I stay away from that as far as possible. That's my goal. The news I do is either major stories that sometimes it is COVID protocols, but I try my best to stay away from that news. So if a cruise line like, we're dropping the mask painting stuff, I still don't cover that. I'll usually do a live show or something because I'll just need stuff to fill the hour. But I don't go make videos just to, be like, this is terrible. It's usually if I have like a wow on the thumbnail or something like that, usually it's something absolutely major and I'm not clickbaiting around because I know a lot of channels are clickbait and it's like,
of course,
stop it. So
I will not.
stop
I
it.
refuse to do anything that has to relate to clickbait. Well, we're not allowed actually.
Yeah,
It's
but
technically
yeah.
clickbait. It's not allowed, but yes, clickbait. But I'm truly interested, me personally, interested in those kinds of stories, hearing of how Florida works within the cruise, what's happening, like by building the train from A to B.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I'm trying to do with the Tyler show this year. I'm trying to
Yep.
take it in. I'm trying to actually, my goal is I'm trying to get the Canaveral pilots. I'm sure if you've said like Canaveral, the ships that comes, I'm trying to get interview with them. However, that's it's very hard to do. So I'm working on getting that interview, or at least someone with the port. I'm trying this year to do stories like that on the Tyler show, and the Cruise Junkie will be, of course, random videos, like random cruise related videos.
Yep.
But I'm just trying to, to get in some of that documentary filming style, because I like doing that. I did a project for school about the port. That's a documentary, and
Oh wow!
wasn't anything great, but it was very fun to produce. So I'm hoping to do that professionally on the channel, or at least for my
See, I always wanted to take that kind of stuff, filmography and stuff, the course itself, but I never had the opportunity to do it. So,
Well, you know, when I was 11 years old, my mother caught me clickbaiting, and I got in real trouble for that.
yeah, same here.
That's
Papa.
something different.
She went and told my pastor, "Oi,
Yeah.
this
So Larry,
this one's Dave and Brandy's, I think."
Yes. Yes.
All you need now,
I saw
Papa,
that
you
photo.
need
Yes, David Brandy's
a
excursion, yeah.
Cruise Junkie shirt. We need to get you the Cruise
A
Junkie
cruise
t-shirt.
junkie shirt.
What size are you, Papa?
Gotta get you the Cruise.
I don't. This is a 3X, but it's really
It's too big, so a 2X will fit you.
a 2X
Okay.
can fit me. And I don't dry any of my clothes. Oh, there's another secret. Fats need to learn not to dry clothes. Fats have to let clothes hang dry. The fabric will cinch up better without getting all doesn't look like some Egyptian mummy or whatever.
What's your favorite color, Papa?
I will say this: I have several colors that I really, really love. Oh, Blaine's here. Everybody say hi to Blaine.
Hi,
Hey,
Blaine.
Blaine.
Saw you coming in there.
Hey, Blaine.
Little tail, but
Good to see you, Blaine.
I want to try a whale tail.
so Larry, the question is,
Oh,
what's
God,
the first thing
Blaine.
you do on a cruise?
First thing,
First thing.
well, I'm going to jump on the ship.
Well, after you jump on the ship, of course. What's the first thing you want to do?
Very first thing is look for a drink. Well, now I'm already gotten this first thing because
You don't
what I
need to look.
saw from
Yeah.
videos and like what you guys are saying, I'm going to get one of those drinks with the whale tail. So
You
obviously,
get one handed right to you. They'll put it in your face.
Yes, yeah. So I'll get that, and then very first thing is food. It's either going to be the guys' burgers because I've already tried donkey sauce and I love donkey sauce. So guys' burger, or I don't know
Lugana?
if Panorama has the pig and anchor like on
Wait a second.
embarkation.
Somebody tell me about donkey sauce.
It's made with mayonnaise, Worcestershire sauce, garlic, mustard.
Everything good so far.
I can't remember exactly the whole recipe right now, but it's garlic, mayonnaise, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper. I think that's it, or it might be one other ingredient.
But nothing spicy, is it?
No. It is wow. Like
I'm a total puss with food. I mean, I can't eat anything spicy. It destroys me in more
same
ways.
with Amanda. Same with Amanda. She grew up with bland food.
Yeah.
First thing, go to the room and drop off my carry-on stuff.
See,
Okay, anyways, guys,
I'm gonna show you my
I gotta head
suitcase.
out.
What?
Hurry up.
I gotta head out. Supper's ready, and then I'm hanging up for the evening.
All right, pal.
Bye, Rob.
You're always
Okay.
welcome
Bye, Rob.
here. Take
Yep,
care,
okay.
buddy.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
See, this is the thing what Blaine was saying down bottom there. First thing, go to the. I'll let you pull it up, Papa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go to the room. What's Blaine say? First thing, go to the room and drop off my carry-on stuff and check room out and then go get something to eat. Blaine,
Actually,
that's
can I ask all of you about this? What he's talking about? if I don't manage to get to like a mall the night before, this is all coming into what Blaine's saying here. If I don't get to that the night before, because we do get to pick and choose what time we board, right? When you check in,
Yes.
it's going to be in 3 days. So maybe I can go to a mall the next day, which is the day you go into the cruise, but make it a later check-in,
Yeah.
right? The reason why is because he's saying go drop your stuff because the room's not ready till 1 o'clock anyway, right?
I will say mine was Shelly and mine. It was ready before we even got there, but
Yeah, but you guys got on late too, so
oh,
we got in late.
yeah. As far as boarding times go, so that's why it was ready by the time you come in.
Okay, I think. Well, yeah, because you were texting us saying, "Oh my God, this crowd," and we didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
You got in on the later end of the boarding, so the rooms were ready by the time you came in.
There had to be at least 400 or 500 people in front of us. Now we were not in that line. We were around to where the handicapped people go, and then they pretty well booked us through. You know.
So if I came later, you can do that then? Like you're saying he came in late, Dewey?
Yeah. Because even if your boarding time is 10:30, you can come in anytime after that. You just can't come in before your boarding time, or sometimes if they're busy, they'll send you back to the back of the line.
Okay.
How many
That's
people?
what I can do then. The day of the cruise, go to a mall and just pick out the outfit then, and then just go right to the cruise port from there.
Carnival is not as strict usually with embarkation times. Out of all the lines restarting, Royal has been the strictest, or one of the strictest with embarkation times. But
Now I've
Carnival-
experienced just the opposite.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. 'cause
Royal's
I've been-
always been we've always often got there early and never had a problem, but I've had, and not often on Carnival, but there were times when I went on the Mardi Gras, if you were within 30 minutes of your boarding time, they told you back of the line. You had to go all the way back to the end and start over again.
that's interesting.
We got through there, and I told Shelly, I said, Dewey is steady on saying, the crowd, the crowd, the crowd. She's like, well, I mean, we're taking our turn like we're supposed to. And I was surprised. I already said hello to Blaine. Hello, Daniel Donnelly. Good to see you, friend. Thank you for your work in this country of ours. And this is another friend of mine. This is Danny Griswold. He is a fine father to 2 boys. We love Danny and his family. They're good people. They're actually great people. And this is my boy. Oh, let's see this big boy. Oh, they're not going to hurt you with the blow dryer.
So Blaine was saying something about boarding earlier. I actually was talking to a Carnival rep the other day in regards to another question. So I brought it up. Hey, well, I'm certified with Carnival now. Do I get priority boarding? She was saying no, but I heard from others that is the case, that I do get priority boarding, even though I've never been on a cruise, but because I've taken the Carnival training as a travel agent.
Yeah, you got the training.
Good luck, because priority boarding has pretty much been non-existent with COVID. So
really, I'm talking like not even the diamond level and all that.
No, the upper levels they get priority, but all the little lower level priorities that used to exist.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because in when you do your training, at the end of your training, it was saying something about, I can't remember now everything right now. It said you get diamond status or something. I wasn't confirmed, but the lady at the Carnival was saying no. She said I had to talk to my BDM, which is a business development manager. And so I don't know. I've never been able to confirm that yet. And now Danny, he's a new travel agent as well. Blaine is. That's why
I wanted to let you all know the other night, I didn't get a call. That was dumb. I didn't get a call. I was on here and I was up late and Danny was live, and I don't know if it was his regular night. I didn't get the figure there. Maybe it was like Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. And I'm sorry. But anyway, he was in a tent at Boy Scout camp with his little boy Landon. And I'm telling you, I get a joy Every time I see that boy with his daddy, it is just absolutely precious.
Mhm.
I told him, I said, you've done well with your two boys. And he and his wife, that is a good family channel. I have a niece that lives in Branson, and she just died last week. And her husband called me, and I hope that we can get there someday and see them. Although I think they live up a bunch of stairs, Mommy. No,
You've met them already, Danny, already, Papa.
no, I meant my niece. My niece's husband. I
Oh,
know him, right?
Right, Rob.
That's Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. They live near that landing, Branson's Landing.
mhm.
The name of that place, Mommy.
I don't know if they're gonna stay there.
Branson,
She's gone.
Branson.
I don't know if they're going to stay there or not, but he said they don't live far from that Silver Valley Saloon or whatever it is. And I hear Danny is saying, let's see what Danny says. We went to reserve our cabana for Half Moon Cay, then to how to put on your life vest for dummies. It's great, our room. The way they show it in the airlines, I'm thinking, if our plane has just gone into water at 300 miles an hour, who in the heck is going to think about the life vest? I'm going to jump out and swim for it.
Papa, I just have to comment to the story. It's basically in the same situation with what's his name in New York. When he landed the plane on the Hudson River.
Sully.
Sully. Yeah.
Sully, yes. So it's basically for that. So, but yeah, if you're hitting the water at 800 miles an hour or kilometers an hour, yeah, your life jacket's going to be useless.
I will say I watched a movie here recently about that guy, and just phenomenal talent.
Yes.
He was amazing under the most terrible circumstances. He had hundreds of lives in his hands, and man, he kept that nose up and brought that thing belly up and just right down the Hudson River, like just.
I
on
am
the
an
boat.
aviation geek, and I cried when I saw him. Like as I watched the documentary about what happened, stuff. I cried when I see that because that's what a true hero is in aviation in that kind of a situation. He did everything that he needed to do properly, and it was amazing, right? Like for me, if I was in there, I would probably forget. Oh shoot! I'd probably.
We just all go down in peril.
Yeah.
This says Danny is letting us know he's more than okay, honey. Be careful.
You Americans are still complaining about the cold. Holy crap!
I hate it when she leaves because it's supposed to start snowing.
Oh my God.
Danny says,
Papa's getting snow, love.
I'm a Weeblo, Blaine.
I'm a Weeblo.
For those of you that don't know, that's a step up from a Cub Scout. There's Cub Scout and then there's Weeblo. And
Really? I actually
Scout
did
Light.
not know that. I was in Boy Scouts when I was a young kid. I didn't know it was Weeblo.
Yeah, I believe that's one. Danny, you can help me there.
Oh, interesting.
I think that's the one right above Cub Scouts. I was a Cub Scout.
I went to Cub Scouts and then Boy Scouts, but then I went over into Sea Cadets. I don't know what the equivalency in America is, but it's
Probably,
probably
Eagle
13 to
Scout.
18. Pardon?
Did you have Eagle Scout?
They do have that, but I didn't go that route. I went over, I went Cub Scouts. Well, they actually have Beavers, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and then Eagle Scouts. But I chose to go to Sea Cadets.
Hey, I like what Blaine put here. I'm not thinking about
Yes.
life. I'm just going to say, see you soon, Jesus.
That's right. I would be saying the exact same thing. Yeah, here I come.
I am not a scout, LOL. Landon will be Weeblo next year. Oh, okay. Sorry about the confusion there, Danny. I always encourage any man who has sons needs to be a good example to his sons. And one thing that always impressed me, and one of the few memories I have in the recent, years, I did go to Oklahoma City for medical testing. Not to do with this, to do with some other things in my peritoneal sac, and they were my work there was done early in the day, and he and his little boy, they would come to our hotel, and the hotel had a nice pool, and there was like 2 people in it. It was great. And then they took me out for lunch sometimes, whatnot, and pretty good food in Orlando. I mean, in Oklahoma City. Then what's his name, Rafael Viso, he came down from Tulsa to join us. We had a great Italian meal. Mark this down. If you get to OKC, it's near the airport. It's called Primo. Yeah, it's Italian. Oh, ridiculous good. Can I just tell you that? It's ridiculous good.
I love Italian food.
Larry, you would die on this. You'd take a couple bites and be like, oh, I'm dead. I can't remember what I ordered, but they accommodated me. It wasn't Danny says Primo's in Yukon. Yukon, for those of you that don't know, is Primo's, Primo''S, in Yukon, Arizona. Yukon, Oklahoma.
I thought he was talking about Yukon up north here.
Oh, I'm sure they have good beef. Up north, they probably have bison.
Yeah, they would probably have bison up that way.
And elk, things like that.
Elk and bison, yeah.
I know in Denver they have that stuff.
Yeah.
Mountain regions. But I was listening one night, and this was probably near a couple of years ago when I first started getting into the community, the different channels and listening. And Danny had started the program. And his little boy, his oldest son is the producer, and his youngest son is the talent. And they got a good operation going. The 3 of them work well together. And Adric is very quiet. He doesn't. He has something to say, but he hardly ever says it. He just doesn't need to be heard. Landon, however, is that creative artist that must be heard.
The social butterfly.
Absolutely. And but he's such a good boy. And I heard what he said from the other room, and he said, "Dad," and he said it a second time. I guess Danny didn't hear him or whatever. He said, "Dad." I said, "What, Bubba? I love you." And oh my gosh, how many boys that age tell their dad, they'll tell their mothers, but usually not their dads.
Not their dads, no.
But I was so impressed with that little boy. And I remember telling Danny, for my own personal reasons, it was very important for me to let him know, share everything you have with that boy every day that you know that boy, because no promise of tomorrow, no promise.
My father passed away when I was 7. So.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I know exactly what you're meaning. Yes, take every waking breath and cherish that, man.
Thing about good at
that was one of the things that impressed me at the Branson meetup. Even with all those people there, Danny's son always came first in his eyes. He never put him off while he visited with everybody else. If his son needed any kind of attention, he was right there.
That's right. Yeah.
I noticed that too. And his son was aware of that without saying he was aware of that. But you could tell he believed it and understood it.
And there's nothing more important to a kid than to be felt like you're important and not just in the way.
Dewey knows what kind of turd Landon really is. Danny, he's not a turd. Blaine said, "Look here, I wouldn't think about good Italian food in Oklahoma, right, Blaine? Right? I'm thinking good steaks. Okay, it's Midwestern. They're going to have good cow, you know they're going to have good cow. I mean, there was cows in the Twister movie, so they have to have good cows. But I wasn't expecting good Italian. And to be honest, when we pulled up, it's not a fancy looking place. It looks like an average mom and pop place. And I thought, oh boy, I hope this is good. Because you don't want to go someplace that people like and you have to tell them their food taste sucks. But I'll tell you what, that kid that waited on us, Danny, if you think of that kid's name, I've lost everything in my line of email. Go figure. But I wish I had that kid's name. I promised to stay in touch with him. I was trying to urge him to go on to college, and he said he would, and I hope he does. But he was a good waiter. I thought Landon was well behaved when I saw him. He is. He's very well behaved. That turd didn't go far from the sewer with Danny and Landon. Oh, you have a good time with them. Thanks, Gabe.
Papa, I actually got to get going here because Ananda usually takes a nap around this time, and you know how it is. Happy wife, happy life.
Excellent. I thank you for joining me, friend.
Hey, you
I don't
let
have-
me know whenever you go live again, Papa. I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Does anybody know Weird Bree?
What?
Weird Bree?
No clue.
Okay. I didn't recognize the name, but she probably knows me.
Have a great night, guys. Talk
Bless
to
you, my
later.
friend.
Thank
God
you
bless
for all
you,
your
man.
information. God bless. Take care.
God
See
bless.
you later, Larry.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
Larry.
Dewey, what do you think about a cruise the end of November 2023? Oh, do tell, Rob. Can I tell you, and since it's just us three on here for the moment, I want to share something with you. We are trying to figure out how Mommy can retire. I've had to retire. My health has just become way too unpredictable. So my health has, drugged me into this. Mommy is very, very worried every time she walks out that door. I don't know if you heard that little production there where she was going out. Always wanting to make sure, you can tell. If you talk to her 5 minutes, you can tell, her number one worry is me. I wish it weren't that way, but it is. And we're trying to figure out a way that she can retire. I don't know that we can do any more cruises. I don't know that we can do this one in October. We'll be weighing this in the coming months. The final payment is due in July. Tyler, I think you should go. If you go, I'll go. Okay?
I'm not sure. It's just October is a pretty hectic month for me, and but I don't know.
Dewey, he sounds like a politician, Dewey. Man, how do we get this
Cruises.
kid? Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. It's just
You're
been
probably going to come up with some other disease that we can't go cruising.
well, who knows? Who knows? Could come up.
Watch your mouth, boy.
I know. I don't want to go that far, but
No,
never know.
I
At this
don't.
point,
I have a cruise the end of October 23, and then the World Cruise starts in December. I so want to go there.
You have to wait in line. A lot of people want to go on that one.
That would just totally be like the ultimate. I mean, everybody doesn't love the sea.
They tout it as the ultimate world cruise, and that's about right. I don't think anybody's ever done one that big.
25%, I can do it now. What? See the world with Chris. Hey, everybody. This is Chris Barnett from Birmingham area. And he has
Hey, Chris.
he has the
Hey,
same
hey,
birthday
Chris.
as I do. So how bad can he be? We got the same birthday. And he also knows his way around Jackson, Mississippi. Somebody told me. Maybe it's Laura. But anyway, glad to see you, Chris. You're always welcome. Anytime you see me on, come on and join us. Be a
Chris
part.
is a lot of fun to travel with.
Hey,
Both
they-
him and Laura.
And
And his mom.
we had tried to schedule a cruise with him at one point, and this back when all the cruises were getting scheduled and canceled and scheduled and canceled. Finally, we just said, screw it. Mommy would be good at some type of remote work from home and still be there with you. Yes, Blaine, that's exactly what she's looking for. I don't know. I'm not used to the idea of people working from home, but she acts like it's a regular thing, and a lot of people are doing it. And a lot of companies are converting over to mobile. Um, mobile. I mean, I got the wrong word. A lot of people are converting over to
Remote.
What?
Remote.
Remote. Yes, thank you. Remote working, and that's just simply doing your work from home and doing it over the internet. And wow, I never dreamed such a thing possible.
Yeah.
But here we
It's
are.
future.
And if she can do that, we cruise in 17 days. This is another guy. Hey, Dewey, you probably ought to talk to this guy. He's worth millions. This is Chris. See the world, Chris. He's worth millions. And I believe he would probably bunk in your cabin if you needed somebody. I believe he'd probably do it. And I don't think Laura would mind one bit. I'd say she could do it. The money, it's relevant. Money is no object for Chris Barnett.
Yeah. She's seen us party together enough that I think she would be worried, but she'd let it happen anyway.
Blaine says, let's see what Blaine says. Been working at home full time since pandemic, and it has been well received. Excellent, excellent. Blaine, do you want to say what type of work you're in, or is that against the law? Chris, what cruise line and ship? We are going on the Mardi Gras. That's Carnival, right?
Yes.
The Mardi
Carnival
Gras.
Mardi Gras. What a beautiful ship. See her about every weekend or so at the port.
I want to go back on that one so bad. I just love that fortune teller bar.
I think we saw that one when we were getting on our cruise ship that day, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it was in that same area.
Yep. It sailed out after we did. So.
Oh, it did. There was one, Dewey, that went way ahead of us, and I saw
Oh,
it.
hold it. Yeah, I think it left before us. You're right.
Oh, I couldn't see it because it was too far away. Papa
Yeah,
Monk.
because when we passed the terminal, it was gone already. So
Oh,
I think it
okay.
was one of the first ones out that day.
All right. I knew I had seen it when we were coming in, but when you're driving in there and they drop you off and put your luggage on the side of the road, everything gets blurry from there. But I
It's
really,
even worse when you're driving because you're trying to pay attention to where you're going.
well, we lucked out. We stayed at it's called Home 2 Suites, and it is a very nice hotel.
I like Home 2 Suites. They're nice places.
They're all the ones I've stayed in. I've stayed in 4 or 5 around the country. They're all clean.
They
They're all,
were my favorite place there in Port Canaveral until they jumped the prices almost double.
oh, really?
Yeah, last year we were able to stay there for like under $150 a night. Now you try to find a room and it's all the way up to $250 plus.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing,
They have a real nice pool bar and so we always, whenever we sail out of Canaveral, we'd always go up there the night before and just kind of make an extra day of the event. But now
Jim?
at that kind of price, it's like I just soon drive up.
how do you you're back, Papa? Somebody help me get the gist of that comment.
He's asking how your back is.
Oh, well, we'll find out in a week, Chris. Got to get some scans done, and my neurologist is going to want to take a very long, hard look at it. And he is eminently more qualified than the doctor in the emergency room at Florida. We were in an Orlando hospital. What I say that was Orlando Regional Medical
Yeah,
Center,
ORMC.
ORMC. I really, really do not recommend it.
Yeah, sadly, that's the one that had the big thing happen a few years ago. That's where all the patients went from that big event here in Orlando a few years ago. So
That
Probably
Publix thing,
Yeah, that's where they all went. It was right down the street, so it's
Oy.
probably that's another reason why they probably saw too much with that many people. So
I will tell you, there was a ton of construction going on all around that area.
yep, that area is crazy. I never go to downtown Orlando. Never do. No.
I don't blame
And,
you, buddy. I do not blame you.
yeah.
I wouldn't go there if I'm in an Uber, and I was in an Uber, it was a big one, because it had to take my scooter as well. But the guy that drove us, he was a former cop, and you could tell he had some dirty fingernails, so to speak, but he was very nice. Hilton Head Island. What's that? Advertising Hilton Head Island. Is somebody running a mixer? I don't know. Blaine, what are you talking about here, bud? Advertising Hilton Head Island. I love Hilton Head and Savannah, Georgia. Oh, I love them both. Love them both. I also like Augusta. Nothing like Savannah, though. To me, Savannah is a much more old world elegance, is the best way to put it. I always feel like I've stepped back in time. All over the South, there are a lot of the Spanish moss, the hanging moss trees in that middle South, northern Florida. You see a lot of those Spanish moss trees. They're not everywhere. That's what I do for remote work. Oh, okay. That Chris is saying, how do you aid your back? Okay, Chris was saying that's what he does for his, and he did admit to being worth millions. So I wasn't off on that. He's a very wealthy man. I might have to cook him some Italian food if we go visit. I can make some. I might teach them how to say bruschetta, not bruschetta. Spanish moss and antebellum looks are amazing. Yes, Blaine, you're exactly right. Blaine, there's a highway. Oh, God, what's that highway? There's a highway that goes down through St. Francisville, right along the Mississippi River. Let me find the Google Maps. It goes down between, well, let me find it. Ooh, baby, give me one more chance. Chris, if you're still on here, or Laura, what's the highway? I've been up and down it a dozen times and I can't find it on here. It goes north and south. It's got all those antebellum homes. I think it's St. Francisville. I could be wrong. Imagine that. Sicily Island. Yeah, I've been there. I've been to Gilbert. I've been to Wisner. And all over that area. We've spoken, sang there many, many times. That's where St. Francisville. Yeah. That's it. St. Francisville. That dog scared me to death. St. Francisville. That's where a lot of the, see, that is right on one of the bends. That is where Highway 61 makes a swing to the north. 10 comes in from the west, but goes back southeast. So it would be on 61. Once you get through Wakefield, or actually you'd have to go Doloroso, then down to Woodville, then down to Wakefield, then down to Baines, Hardwood, St. Francisville. That is a beautiful area. You can see a lot of the old homes there. I don't know if they still do, but And yes, thank you for noticing, Chris. That was a Michael Jackson song when Michael Jackson was much younger than you or me. Oh, baby, give me one more time. Can't believe he's dead. Shelly tells me that like a couple times a week. I'm like, man, I don't see Whitney on the radio anymore. And she's like, honey, she's still dead. And I feel like a total idiot. But May 6th through the 9th. Let's see. Chris says May 6th through the 9th, Rob. I think they're plotting some kind of hospital takeover. What's their motive, huh? I have been on Route 66 as well. Oh boy, did you make the long trip, Blaine? If you ever plan to
If Chris and Rob are planning a takeover, we're all in trouble.
I tell you, that Chris, you got to watch him. He's got some sneaky private computer skills. He acts like he doesn't know, but secretly he knows. He knows. I'm taking my mother and wife to Niagara Falls for Mother's Day. Oh my goodness, Chris, that will be an amazing trip. That's I don't know if you're driving it or flying it. It would be a very long drive, but I will say it is beautiful. It's beautiful, and if you're going, that's Mother's Day is a couple weeks before our anniversary. We have May 30th is our 35th anniversary. What we got going on there? Oops, Jesus.
Wow.
Uh,
Speaking of things, I have to head on out. It was great talking with you today, as always.
You crack me up, Tyler.
No, I'm not kidding. Actually, I have to go. So you really do enjoy Papa. Stay safe out there. And when Dewey gets back, tell him I said goodbye.
All right, Tyler. Very good to have you, my friend. You know you're always welcome here. Not only are you welcome, but we respect you and admire your
Thank
talent.
you. I appreciate it.
Take care,
all have a
buddy.
good one.
Okay, bye-bye. Tyler. You ever see something that's blurry and it looks like something that's not? Oh my goodness. We are flying into Buffalo and staying in Canada at the Falls View Resort. We have a premium view of the falls. That is excellent. Let's see, Buffalo, are you staying on the American side or the Canadian side? The Americans, I don't know if they'll let you back in. They may. I'm not sure what they're doing with Canada right now. Just check it out. And also, used to, you did not have to have a birth certificate to go to Canada, but and they might have changed that back to where you can get into Canada now with just an American passport. I'm not certain on that. So call somebody that's definitely in the know now. Don't take the word of an amateur, or if you're a professional, take your own word at it. I didn't see Blaine. Goodbye, buddy. I got to start paying attention. Canadian side, much better choice, Chris. The Canadian side is much prettier than the American side. Don't let anybody tell you there's not a beautiful side to those incredible works of nature. If you ever wondered about God, what he's busy doing up there, he does stuff like this just on a whim. He just has a thought and just thinks it out, and it becomes the Niagara Falls someday. And that's how he operates. And when you see Niagara Falls on the Canadian side or the American side, and especially if you get to take the boat, but the elderly, Krista's mom, wait, whose mom? What happens, mom? I forget. We have our passport and our vaccination cards. Good on you, Chris. Chris, did you say it was your mom or her mom. Well, my only advice was make sure, that the people you're taking and the hotels and Ripley's, believe it or not, stuff. Views from Canada shows a state park. You can stay in Canada, and there are some glorious places. My mom and Laura. Okay, well, then make sure your mom is, if you're thinking of getting on one of those boats, you can take one, and they run fairly close to the falls, close enough that they pass out ponchos before you board the boat. And it's not long into the ride when you realize you desperately need those ponchos. Hey, Charlie Grace, welcome to this live stream. We've been on for 2 hours and 6 seconds. How about that? 2 hours. Guess what? Now it's 2 hours and 10 seconds. And for every second going by, Dewey is eating something. Like maybe a pill or a piece of candy or something like that. I don't know. Oh.
Snacking on some grapes.
There we go. Ooh.
I keep forgetting I got myself muted because they're blowing stuff outside and it's loud.
Oh, okay. You snacking on grapes? I love grapes. We're talking about the Maid of the Mist. Yes, Chris, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Cheryl Rosinski, are you aware what we're supposed to get tonight? I hope you're mindful of that. I hope you are. I want you to be safe. Any friend worth having is worth keeping safe. Let me see. Maid of the Mist is the name of that boat. And it seems Rob has the line on that. Rob, if you have any deets on what they're requiring at the border, they went through a time where they were really, really getting pricky about it. I got married over Niagara Falls and a helicopter. Cheryl, stop you. Oh my goodness. You didn't. Holy smokes. That's incredible. For those of you that don't know, Niagara Falls, among other places in upper New York, is very popular as a wedding destination. Niagara Falls, for obvious reasons, it's very picturesque. You got the Adirondack Mountains up there. You got the Poconos. Any place up there, they're very scenic. Sorry, driving home. Okay, good. I'm glad you're driving home, Sarah. I know you work up there somewhere, and I just want you to be safe. When they say 6 to 10 inches, I really wonder if they just mean 3 to 4. But then, first time you back off of it a little bit, you get 20 inches. So, Pat.
Now I'm glad I chose to stay home during these 2 weeks instead of come back to Illinois until next month.
Ooh, it's Dewey, you would like this area if you hadn't been to Florida for a few months. But you're in the what is they call it, the not the money, you're in the something zone. I can't remember my words. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to my beef on Wexman from Niagara Falls. Help me out, somebody. Dewey, what's that talking about?
Don't know. Beef on something.
Beef on what?
I'm not sure what sandwich he's talking about.
I don't know. It has to be a really, really good sandwich for me to enjoy. I guess growing up, I had so many egg sandwiches, tomato sandwiches, bologna. We had honey loaf. Anybody ever heard of honey loaf?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You're one of the few, Dewey. You're old enough to remember honey loaf and old-fashioned loaf.
Yeah.
We ate old-fashioned loaf. Oh, I got sick of eating that stuff. But we
ate a lot of cold cut stuff when I was little, so.
We did too. I said that to my girls when they were younger. What's cold cuts?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, like cold cuts?
We want to go to Chipotle. I said, what's Chip? And they kept calling it Chipotle. I said, Chipotle? And I went over there and looked, and it's called Chipotle. And I said, well, what's the deal here? And they said, oh, they make real good sandwiches. And I thought, well, why not? Because the kids love it. I'll give it a try. Burned me up on the way home. Chris hit the
A little
bus.
spicy than you care for?
Yeah, right. It's called a Kummelweck. Now they call it a beef on weck. Kummelweck. Well, you got me getting into my Google now. I'll fix you. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I was at Niagara Falls when I was a baby, Mom says, but of course I would have been too young to remember it. So.
What is a beef on weck sandwich? Okay. 1982 Lincoln Town Car. Oh, gosh. What is a beef on weck sandwich?
According to Wikipedia,
It's a sandwich found primarily in western New York State, particularly in the city of Buffalo. It is made with roast beef on a Kummelweck roll, which is roast beef on a Kummelweck roll, a roll that is topped with kosher salt and caraway seeds. There you go, pal. I say a few pickles, some onions, mustard and ketchup, maybe. Mustard for sure. Ketchup, yeah, maybe. I say give that thing a run. Dewey just gave the evil eye to somebody.
Well, it started raining again. It's been raining off and on this afternoon.
Oh, I wish you had a video of that, Dewey. You looked out there and you did one of these numbers.
Hey, I'd rather have this than your snow. So,
Well, so far so good, but it's coming in from the west.
I
And
just love to watch the cat and the dog sitting out there on the patio, though, watching everything.
now you have a cat and a dog, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're an animal lover.
Oh yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's the main reason I have a place in the first place. If it had just been me, I could have just shacked up somewhere in between trips.
So you can't bring that. Oh, there's a joke in there, but I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. So I don't really live here. The cat and dog just let me visit in between cruises.
Right. There's one of these places here in Chicago on West Fullerton. Oh, temporarily closed. Crap. When does it open? Ooh, that looks good. Who said they were going to have that? It has a lot of salt on it. Yeah, but I think that's what it calls for. It's kosher salt and caraway seeds. Is that what it said? Oh my God, that looks good.
Do you have Schlotzsky's up there?
Yeah, but you know what? I haven't seen one up here in the burbs. I think last time I saw one, it's been a while. Been like toward the center of town. This is an entirely different world here. I'm 50 miles from the tower. So,
Well, even there in Central Illinois, we had a couple different Schlotzsky's, but they didn't last very long.
did you like them or no?
I liked them, yeah.
Yeah. Every time I've had Schlotzsky's, I've had it 3 or 4 places around the country. They've always been good. If you ever get to New York City, go get you a sandwich and maybe a pound of beef to swallow down with it at Katz's, and I'll spell that. That's Katz apostrophe F. Katz's Delicatessen. And I believe it's on let me get that. I believe it's on Winston Street. Hang on. What is Katz's Delicatessen address in New York City? 205 East Houston Street, New York, New York. 205 East Houston Street is where Katz's Deli is. You'll thank me later. You're welcome, everyone. It has a lot of salt on it. Yes. Hi, sir. Can you please help me for a financial problem because my daddy is in the hospital? I don't have money to buy a medicine for her medication. Can you please help, please? Haley Zoe, anybody that you want to hit up for it, you're welcome to hit up for it. We don't.
No, I wouldn't encourage that.
No, we don't. We don't do that. The channel doesn't do it. There are people that feel the necessity to contribute to things like that, and you're welcome to. If you want to try to make contact with them, you're welcome to do so. That's not something we sponsor, so please, please don't take it as an act of hatred or anything like that. We're just trying to keep everybody above board, and we don't want our members coming down and saying, we don't want this and we don't want all the traffic. But anyway, Katz's it's a Jewish restaurant, and I promise you, they can slice up 20, 30 pounds of brisket in 5-10 minutes. And I'm telling you, you put it in your mouth and it just drops off. It's just hanging over your head, and it's like,
I would never be able to work in a deli. I love nothing better than fresh cut meat off of a hunk.
tell me. This is what I'm talking about right here. These kids nowadays, they think, a fine sandwich to them, and I love White Castles, but that's their idea of a fine sandwich. And I get in the mood for them, and I have to go get 1 or 2 sliders, just for the road or whatever. But I love that delicatessen meat and the way they prepare it. They're very careful. They're quick, though. I will say that they're very quick. You go in if there's a long line, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I especially love when places really layer the meat right, so you really get a lot of the flavor of it instead of just a solid hunk of meat.
That's right, and they do that there. It's just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the only thing that goes with it better to me, other than the beef, I like to dip it. I like to dip it in the au jus, and then I like those miniature deli pickles. I like a few of those to go with my sandwich. And I can't even tell you how many sandwiches I've had. Cheryl, you need to let us know when you get home, honey. I'm concerned about you. For those of you that weren't here earlier, we did say a prayer last night for Victoria May of the Victoria May Life Unfiltered channel. She asked us to pray for her great niece who was struck by a driver of a pickup truck, and it was a hit and run. They ran away from the vehicle. They still haven't caught the people. They are trying to find and locate the people. They think they have the right person, but the great niece of hers is lying in a hospital, very, very serious injuries. A few things not broken, but not much. Kind of gunned down by a truck. A human body's no competition for a truck. And that poor lady, her name is Nayeli. So if you want to pray for Nayeli, feel free to add that to your prayer list. I add people all the time. If I think of them, I'll add them. I've gone through my list before, and I thought, well, I got that name on there 3 times. But it's a good thing because there's never too much prayer, But anyway, Victoria May would appreciate it. I know she would. She's always involved whenever we have live streams, and she never abuses anything on here or acts, unseemly. Never. Let's see if I have this. What's Chris saying? Wait, what? Oh, Chris, you better not be taunting me. Is Chris taunting me? We need to hit the buffet on the Falls View Casino. Oh my God. Now Rob's in the mix too. Rob and Chris have teamed up to conspire to wreck my diet. Oh my goodness.
It's hard to stay on a decent diet. The only thing that makes it easy is you do have a large selection of healthy choices too.
That's true. That's true. You know, I only tried one bite of Mommy's salmon that first night, but it was good. It was probably some of my favorite entrees that were there. I don't know. Dewey, have you experienced, what was the food like on the Magic compared to other ships you've been on?
Magic was good. The only Carnival ship I've really encountered that I didn't care for the food was the Miracle. That whole ship, it looked old, it looked dated. The food wasn't really impressive. Well, that was the only cruise ship that I can actually say I've been on that I just didn't like.
Okay.
Everything else I've been very happy with, and fortunately I've been on enough other Carnival ships since then that I don't think lowly of Carnival because of just the one ship. So
I'm glad to hear that. I had never been on Carnival, but Mommy had. And I asked her, I said, did this live up to your expectations? She said, oh, yeah. She said, this was good.
you know what interested me? The cruise before ours, I was on the Regent.
On the
So
Regent.
that's like high end. It's like going from the Waldorf to the Motel 6. And I thought, oh, what's this going to be like? But I was perfectly happy. It was a good. I loved the ship we were on because it was a beautiful ship. The food was good. I had so much fun on that ship. I met so many great people.
I wish I could have done more with you as far as playing bingo and stuff like that, but
Usually every time I'm on a cruise, I'll meet one or two people that we become friends on Facebook or something, or we exchange contact information. There must have been at least a dozen people on this ship that I'm still in touch with now, even after the cruise.
oh, that's neat.
And so, I mean, it was just an outstanding trip for meeting people. I had a ball.
It doesn't surprise me, Dewey. You're extremely social. You're an extrovert all the way. People are drawn to that. They really are.
I definitely have, like I tell people, I may travel solo, but I don't stay alone very long.
No. You, even if you wanted to, I don't think you could be alone because there's people.
Yeah.
There are people that are going to come around you, and that's good.
But I tend to draw a crowd, kind of like flies on shit, I guess.
But you know what? The art of conversation seems to be dying.
Yeah.
A lot of the younger people, they can only communicate LOL, ROFL, and all this stuff. I'm like, have you ever really rolled on the floor laughing? I have. But have you ever truly experienced that? Or are you just saying because it sounds like extra funny? And I mean,
Yeah, most people when we were kids, we did stuff like that. Your parents played with you, they tickled you to death, and you were rolled all over the place. People don't do that anymore.
when I was a kid, I peed my pants because they tickled me so hard. And I was on the kitchen floor, and I said, Daddy, no. I was like 4 years old. I peed right in my pants. He said, my goodness. He said, Mary, go get him some fresh straws. He's like, well, I'm going to put him in the bathtub. He's like, no, he's got to eat supper now.
I was always a good one for calling my parents bluff, because you know how parents always have these little things they tell you, like think of all the starving kids in Africa.
No.
I tell her to send it to them because I don't want it. Well, that was always the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
One of my dad's favorite things when we were getting to be annoying, he'd say, "Oh, go stick your head in the toilet." Guess who did it?
Oh, no. Oh,
I come out with wet hair and I got chewed out for being stupid and doing it, but he never told me to do that again.
Oh, my goodness, Dewey. What a wretch. You are a wretch. What is this? It's good, but not as good as Seneca in USA. Rob, you're going to have to help me, buddy. You and Chris are going to secret buffets that I don't know about. Now, what's this one mean?
I had never heard of Seneca. I'm not sure what that is.
Seneca, is that, I think that's a town out west, I think. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's in California. I'm wanting to, I don't know.
Seneca is a buffet in Niagara at a casino.
Oh, okay.
Seneca Niagara Casino Buffet.
Well, I might need to fly in for the day. You got any discount coupons with the airlines?
I got a lot of air miles.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet you do, buddy.
I've got over 100,000 on all the majors. So.
Oh my goodness. Who's your favorite? And why?
So far, I think if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Delta.
To Florida?
To anywhere so far that I've gone. I like their service better, and their pricing is usually pretty good. Of course, right now with COVID, it's really hard to judge because everybody's cut back. But
oh yeah,
I like their lounges better. So
I was bumped up to the front one time. This was when everybody had assigned seating, and but they came and got me and said, we can get you on this flight. They told me I was going to have to wait over. I was thinking it was in either Philly or Denver. I can't remember. But I think it was Philly. Anyway, they said, we can take you on this flight in the first row. And they said, are you willing to participate in the duties for an exit row? Which they have to ask that. And I understood what they were asking and why, but they asked if I wanted to do that. I said, yeah. Well, they put me in first class. I was thinking that was either Delta or U.S. Air. Remember U.S. Air?
oh, that's what my dad worked for.
For U.S. Air?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He worked for them way back. Remember Lake Central?
Yeah.
He worked for them ever since I was born. So he started Lake Central and then Allegheny and then U.S. Air.
Allegheny, Republic. Remember Republic Airlines?
Remember Republic, yeah.
And of course, there was nobody like TWA and Pan Am. Those were all the big ones out of New York City.
Remember Brit Airways?
Yeah.
I came this close to getting a job with them.
I never was a passenger there though. I just knew of them. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know.
My dad was friends with the Mr. Britt, and he set me up an appointment one time to go talk to them about when I was looking for work, because this is back when the airlines were all cutting back and there was too many unemployed airline workers. This was back in like the 70s or early 80s. So they weren't going to hire somebody who didn't know anything. And so he set me up with an appointment to fly to Terre Haute and meet Bill Britt, I think was his name. And
hang on. Hold on just a second. Do we got to let this dog out of my room? He's coming. Give him a chance. He only has 4 legs. Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
That's why I had to get up and close my door. They're out blowing real near here, my patio, and it was scaring the animals and stuff. So
yeah. So your dad worked for the airline industry?
Yep. Yeah, he was actually a chemist before I was born, but then he got disenchanted and supposedly, and I don't know how true it is, but Tupperware, and it was made by Dow Chemical Company. He was working for Dow Chemical, and supposedly he and some other people are the ones that actually invented Tupperware. But since it was Dow, they didn't get any credit. The company took the credit, and that's when he got upset and left and changed careers. I don't know how
had
true
heard-
that is, or if it was just the father making it and touting his stories. But I
Yeah.
heard the same story from my half sister too, and so if he was just telling stories, he kept them consistent over the years.
Yeah. I had heard that it was DuPont that helped put that together, but I have no source for that. I just heard it. I didn't know anybody in the know, and I didn't prove anything somebody said. So our son works for Delta. Now, this is Roy and Becky Dewey. I'm sure you know who they are.
Oh yeah,
Roy and Becky, they're good folk. I think he said they're out in Tucson, Arizona, I think. This chat's been going for 2 hours and 25 minutes and 5 seconds.
that's typical when you get things going.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't feel like we can learn too much. And there's a value to learning from anyone. And you're like, well, they're an evil person. Well, if they're an evil person, then study them. You'll learn what not to do.
Yeah.
There's people in my life that I study them, but I mean, I'll never be what they are, and I'll never, you know, I got a level that they've shown me that I won't stoop to, but that doesn't make me better than them. It just means I understand how they are, and you know, if I'm tempted, Sparrow, hear that dog? He's right down below. Mommy's got a balcony out here. I'm so ready for that balcony and get my buns tied up for months getting brown. I like to get brown, and I don't like tan lines, so I have to toast my buns on the balcony.
Ooh,
I have all summer to do it.
I'm glad you don't have a camera out there.
Well, about that, I didn't. Pretty much all of the airlines are the same. Crowded buses. Yeah. Oh, Roy and Becky said, yeah, Tucson. That's where they are right now. Let's see. Our son works for Delta. Now, Roy or Becky, whichever this is, how old is your son and what does he do for the airlines? Inquiring minds want to know. Now to you, Mr. Chris, pretty much all the airlines are the same. Crowded buses. I couldn't agree more. I am offended as a human being when I see some of the behavior on, I'm talking about behavior that I witnessed. I'm not talking about stuff on a TV that's been set up. I think some of these things, they set them up and they're made to respond a certain way just so it makes a good show. And there's no need for that. There's enough negativity in the world. We just don't need more of that.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
I don't long for that. You know, there's nothing in me that longs for that. Does this light look right, Dewey?
Yeah, your lighting's fine. Mine's a little dark, but I don't have my light up properly here. I just kind of have it laying down. So
Now there is no light. Well, the lamp over. Yeah, that's the lamp. There's a lamp over on Mommy's side. Ooh, hold your head down. That's the warm. That's the cold. That's the mix of the two. Warm, cold. I like the cold better because it shows off blues and greens better, but people tell me I need to stick with the mix, the half warm and half cold.
I like the warm better. I look tanner that way.
Yeah. We went and canceled our membership to our tanning place. LA Tan's the name of it. Well, there you go. You got your tan on now. We went and canceled that. We freeze it. We freeze it for a few months until it gets to be a couple months inside the cruise, and then we've got it all. We'll turn it back on for a couple months, and we'll shut it off again right as we get on the cruise. But it's a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Cruising, but there was so much together. Okay, Roy says he's 25 years old, not sure what he does now. He just got promoted to supervisor. They sent him all over the country. Wow, good on you. Good on him. Good on your son there, Roy. Daniel Fields. You see this guy? This is the best thing that's hanging around Simi Valley. That's the best one I can find.
They're neat people. I got to meet them.
I think I would enjoy their company.
You would.
I so wish I was up to snuff.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Nancy. If she's around.
I so wish I was up to snuff and could make the rounds, because I spent my whole adult life doing that. That's a good way to grow a church of 4,000.
Oh, yeah.
But, everything is about seasons. And while bad things come to an end, good things do too. Hello, hey, Daniel. Everybody saying hi to Daniel.
Well, at least now, thanks to the internet, you can still get out and meet people and talk to people. So
that is right, brother. That is absolutely right. I'm grateful for it. I never imagined this. My memory has been shot. I can remember everything before 1983, but after that, nothing. And when I woke up, the nurse said, Shelley was there. Now, they were trying to get me to come around, and they put something in my IV. I guess it was supposed to have an effect, a nasal effect. It's what I always thought of, like the smelling salts that they used to break under people's lungs. But it was in the IV, and I felt a prickly thing, like my head was. It was real weird. And Shelley come over to me, and she said, "Hi, honey." And I thought, oh my God, what is this lady calling me honey for? Why is this nurse calling me honey?
Oh my.
Said, do you know where you are? I said, well, I'm guessing the hospital. She said, yeah. She said, do you know who I am? I said, I just thought you were a dirty nurse. No. She said, no, I'm not a nurse at all. It's clean or dirty. And later on, we got to laugh out of that. But it took a long time for me to come around that I actually had a wife. And she was showing me pictures of our wedding day. I don't remember graduating high school. I remember getting my driver's license. And the next week, I drove to New York City to stay with my cousin. I know we will see Dewey on a ship someday again, Papa. There are still some chances. All right, Daniel. Daniel, if you'll have Nancy give me a call, if she still owns 2 casinos, have her call me and let me know. I need to take out a low interest loan. Get on the big boat with Daniel get on the big boat with Dewey for 6 years or whatever that is. Just let me know what she says. But anyway, the nurse came in the room. She said, do you want to call anybody? And I said, no, not really. Because by that time, Mommy had left. And she said, do you want your phone? And I was still thinking in my head, it was some pre-1983 version of the phone. which at our house, we always had a phone on the wall.
Yeah.
And it had a cord. It was not a cable cord. It was just one like maybe 2 feet long, maybe. And man, I thought, well, what am I going to do with that? It's not going to, I can't get it off the wall. So she brought this to me. And she said,
I just can't imagine how much you've had to learn since last May.
oh my God. She handed it to me. And my first thought was, it's a Texas Instruments. Because, you know, we all grew up with these, the Texas Instruments, and we thought they were fantastic because we could get, what is it, 07734 or something like that to say, and turn it upside down and it said,
Oh, yeah.
And oh man, we were great scientists then.
Well, it's just like my senior year in high school, I took one of those Kruger aptitude tests, and it said my number one career goal was supposed to be computer programmer. And I just laughed because we didn't have a computer in our entire school other than calculators that you spelled words with, you know, by typing in certain numbers. And that was as close as we had to a computer. Well, 10 years later, I developed an interest in computers, and that's what I went back to school for. So if I'd have gone to school right out of high school, I'd have been developing all the stuff that I had to catch up and learn 10 years later.
I can't, they told me when I took those ASVAB tests that my strongest suit was math. And because I could do multiple computations very quickly. And I thought, and the funny thing was, I failed freshman math.
Oh, my.
And it was partly my fault, but part was I was placed wrong. And I even told my 8th grade teacher, don't put me in there because I'm getting a C in your class. You know, 9th grade algebra is going to be a lot harder. Well, I could foresee that. Why couldn't he? But he didn't. And I did fail out that first semester, but then they put me into a basic algebra. And I started making straight A's in all my math courses. And so, and they told me that my weak spot was English. Well, guess what? I ended up being an English professor at a college in Memphis. And
Well, you built up on your weak point, didn't you?
I guess I always loved Memphis in high school. I always loved English in high school. Who we got here? Plump Traveler. Plump is back.
Hey, Larry, welcome back.
Well, he's still alive. He's among the living. That's good. Texas Instruments 800. You can fail any class. It's real easy. Yes, that's true, Daniel. You're exactly right. I was told I would be a human resource manager. Okay. My ASVAB was communications and satellite surveillance. Hey, Chris was one of the Jetsons. Chris, is your dog named Astro? Was that the one Jetsons had the dog named Astro? Right. Da, 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 da. Here's George Jetson, Jane, his wife, dun, dun. Daughter Judy.
His boy, all right.
Yeah. Of that smart, futuristic world, the best thing we take from is a little song. Daniel, mine was math, and I ended up doing math for a living. Who knew? Math for a living, do tell. But Daniel says he does math for a living. Oh, he's the odds maker that tips off Nancy.
Aha, that's their racket.
The penny falls.
I'm going to start hanging with them better. I need to put in some time in casino so I can get some of these casino deals everybody gets.
I see, Daniel, do you and Nancy, or does Brad and Kimberly, do either of you have an extra bedroom for me to stay in if I come and visit? Yeah, if you come here, you can visit and stay at our house. It's probably not like your palatial abode, but data analytics for workers' comp insurance. Oh man, can you get me in the doors, like through the back door, Daniel? Let me know. My favorite subject, social studies and geography. I fell in love with geography. And just in time, because in our social studies class, we were required to name all the states and all the state capitals. And my daughters didn't even know what a capital was. They said, "Is that like a capital letter?" I said, No. I said, "Honey, you don't." And so I went and asked their teacher, I said, "You guys aren't teaching state capitals? They don't know the difference between Indianapolis and Springfield? I mean, come on, you know." And if you tell, if you think the biggest city is the capital, well, that's not always the truth. So I don't know. Brad and Kim use a room for an office and a room for Kimberly's closet. Ha ha! Oh, they would love Shelley. Shelley. Then I would never be able to deal with her. Social studies and geography. So I enjoyed, and this was when the world map was much simpler.
Oh yeah.
All the Russian, it used to be the USSR. I remember that well, the Soviet Union. You say that to kids nowadays.
We grew up with 9 planets too, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I studied astronomy and knew that it was supposed to be pronounced Uranus, which meant pee, instead of Uranus, which meant poop. So that was just my thing. Like, that's not what it means. Daniel, how far away from Long Beach are you? Ooh, Plump. Plump. I was thinking they were a couple hours away from Long Beach. There's nothing short out there. You can live downtown and you're an hour and a half away. I forget. We were going to go out there on that cruise where we were all going to stay on the Queen Mary. Anybody remember that? We were all going to get on the. I don't remember which one we were going to get on, but we were going to spend the night at the Queen Mary ahead of time. And we
That
called.
would be cool.
Yeah, right. Daniel, how far?
You know what I want to do? I want to go to New York sometime and stay at the TWA Hotel.
The TWA Hotel.
Yeah, the old TWA terminal at JFK, they've made into a hotel and museum. So you can stay in one room facing the runways, another room facing the tarmac, and they got a big pool up on top, restaurants, shops, and everything, and all kinds of old paraphernalia and stuff. To an av geek like me, I would love that.
Do we have a question for you? And anybody else that wants to contribute to this? When I was a kid, I remember many times walking to the end of the airport and going up 3 or 4 flights of steps and opening a big heavy door and going out on the roof.
Yep, the observation deck.
And watch the planes take off right by you.
Yep, can't do that anymore.
They've never let that happen.
Nope.
But so I'm not the only one that remembers that.
Oh yeah, I remember that great because that was always our favorite thing. One of our favorite restaurants in town was the dining room at the airport.
Oh.
I remember many of special events where we went and ate at the dining room there, so we could sit by the window and watch the planes.
Now, where was that at? That wasn't at O'Hare, was it?
No, that would have been in South Bend.
Oh yeah, South Bend.
Yeah, and I remember when I was 10 years old, I went to work with my dad at the airport, and I got to help load luggage on a plane and everything. They would never let something like that happen these days.
Let's see. Queen Mary is going under renovations and repairs now. I heard that. Here, Chris. Oh, that naughty Chris. Here goes. Did you know you can go to Uranus? It's either in Missouri or Kansas.
It's in Missouri, and they have great fudge.
I have heard that. Oh, stop. You. Why are you trying to do that to me, Dewey? You know I'm on a strict diet.
Well, I definitely don't need it either, but I can sure dream about it.
Little word.
When I get the sweet tooth, I have the grapes.
I love grapes. My dad always called them nature's candy.
Well, that's true too. They're
I-
juicier than a raisin.
Right. LA traffic is a nightmare, says Plump. Daniel says, Plump Travelers, that's about 55 minutes. Okay. Our son works at South Bend Airport. He loaded luggage before his promotion.
I'll be darned.
Roy and Becky, I think that's where Dewey and his family were originally or early on.
That's where we were all born. My mom and dad and the three of us kids were all born there.
I will tell you, Roy and Becky, we adopted our triplets, and they were born at Memorial. They're in near downtown South Bend, and we still have affiliation with their.
St. Joseph Memorial?
I'm sorry,
St. Joseph Memorial?
not St. Joseph. St. Joseph is the one out on the east side.
Okay, I think St. Joseph is where we were born.
Yeah, this one is. It's just called Memorial. St. Joseph is. I think it's more out toward the freeway and a little bit toward Mishawaka, somewhat. But I mean, they're not that far apart, you know.
Yeah, it's not like it's big Chicago-sized cities. So.
Well, our girls were born there, and they were born at 34 weeks gestation. The hospital would not let them be dismissed until they had been 36 weeks. Well, so 2 weeks. 2 weeks we had to make trips back and forth from here to there. I took Shelly clothes every night, and I only made it there like 3 or 4 times a week. And then I would stay, you know, if I could on the weekend. But I was still trying to hold down my job and Shelly's job. It got to be a bit much, but it was so strange because the girls, you know, they didn't understand adoption at first. Like, well, that's where we chose you. You know, you didn't just show up here. We chose you. That type of thing. We made a good learning experience. Hi, Roy and Becky, says Larry. But I always like, there's a place in South Bend. I don't know if you've had their food. They're an Italian joint called McCree's. McCree.
No. So we moved away from there when I was like 9 or 10 years old. So
Yeah. They were probably only there about 30, 40 years before that. They've been there a long time. It's like on the 3rd generation down, I think. It's spelled Macri. And they make these cannoli that are like this size. And they are, somebody just needs to smack me real, real hard. Oh my goodness. Got to get Satan out of me. I remember when we didn't have a freeway. Yeah, Chris, you know, the freeways have been, it took it a total of 50 years to come in. And then now it's all being redone. And some of it redone a 3rd time. And if you ever want a real nightmare, come into Chicago that is going under serious construction, which would be like 40-year construction. And they will have more blocked off than more that remains open. That is a nightmare for 10 million people. And that is, Chris is in the Birmingham area, Plump. Chris, we got to find a time. Mommy and I, maybe we just need to come down there. We got to spend some time together. We need to do it on our birthday because we have the same birthday. So we got to come down there, and it's warm there year round. They're in the tropics of Birmingham.
they still get some cold temps there, though.
Nah, I'm not prepared to call that cold.
Yeah, it's not cold like Chicago cold, but
Right. But I will say, I did see a different side of people in Florida than I ever had before. because last weekend or 2 weeks ago when we boarded the ship, people were just like falling over, frigid to death. And they're like,
Oh yeah.
Hazel Flores and Tang. I don't know you, Hazel. If you are from the Philippines or wherever you're from, let us know. We want to welcome you, and you're always welcome here, as long as you promise to love everyone. One more week for you for your birthday. That's right. It's a week from tomorrow, Plump. For those of you that want to know, I desperately want a Lincoln Town Car. And the only one left nowadays is the new Continental. And they've even stopped making that one now. But if you put your mind around it and your heart into it, I believe you can do it. You can deliver a navy blue model to my front door. I won't even tell who did it. I will represent you to Jesus Christ and tell him, thy good and faithful servant has brought me this gift. The Lord is my shepherd and he knows what I want. South Bend Memorial. It's a high school now where St. Joseph was. Oh, they're now in Mishawaka in a newly built hospital. St. Joseph was in Mishawaka. So Memorial. Wait. St. Joseph was. They're now in Mishawaka in a newly built hospital. Okay. So Mishawaka is no. So St. Joe is in Mishawaka. Did I get that right, Roy? And South Bend, there's a high school now. The one in South Bend is called Memorial. Philippines just opened up February 10th. So what are you saying, Plump? I can't have a town car? I've had 4. I hear music up above my head.
That was just my phone. An alert came in for the weather.
Oh, you're supposed to back me up for these spiritual things that I unload.
Well, the Lord's responsible for the weather, so it was your spiritual connection there.
Is he pissed at me about the Lincoln thing?
Let me see what he has to say.
He might be.
He's just going to rain fire and brimstone down on you. That's all.
Oh, boy. This again.
But he did say if you went with the Cadillac, he'd been happy.
You sound like my dad. My he worked for General Motors for 40 years. And if we drove up in anything, he just come apart. Of course, he was a good union man,
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, well, all you got to do is just call your union man. I'm like, Dad, do you know what these people do? He's like, son, you've been watching too many movies. I'm like, yeah. You haven't been watching enough.
That's right. I would rather have a Lincoln Town Car than a Cadillac, too, because my dad liked Cadillacs and my stepdad liked Cadillacs, and I was never impressed with any of them.
Well, I've had 4 town cars, all different years, 78, 86, 92, and 2004. And that pretty well covered all.
So many people make fun of Fords, but I always liked them because they were the one vehicle that had plenty of leg room for somebody like me.
You better know it. And I didn't have to worry about those seats busting down like in some Pinto or Vega.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, I had a Mustang 2 one time. And when I pushed the seat all the way back, I could barely fit my fist between the back seat and the front seat. So there weren't too many people that sat behind me. But I had enough room that my legs were stretched out just fine.
You were pimping in your Mustang.
Oh, yeah. Well, I spent before that, I had a big old Buick LeSabre.
I love them.
I go from this boat to this sport car, basically. Well, the first 6 months, I think I spent driving it like this because it drove me till I got used to it.
Look here, Daniel says, oh, you know what? I might have to move to Simi Valley for a while. There is a Lincoln Town Car coming back here in 2022. It was also scheduled to arrive in 2021, but I don't know if the chip shortage it did. That is something that's happened. Yet St. Joseph moved from South Bend just recently, says Roy and Becky. Okay, good. You and have, what's this? Chris says, and have one of you done mind parking it in a garage and changed the plates often? Chris, I used to weigh 420. I got in cars. I sat in tight booths in restaurants I couldn't afford. I did it all. And when I was at my 62-inch waist, I wore a Speedo. Enough said, pal. Enough said. What am I going to do with these skinny people?
I remember one time I went to shopping for a car when I bought that Buick LeSabre. I could have had that, or I could have had a Firebird for the same price. And I couldn't fit in the Firebird. With my size, I kind of like crunched down and wadded up. I could drive with my knees because I couldn't get my knees low enough to get underneath the steering wheel.
Ooh.
And it's like, I mean, it was a beautiful car, and it had the Firebird on the front of it and everything, but I couldn't fit in the damn thing. So I ended up buying the big old boat instead.
That was a Pontiac.
Yep.
That Firebird.
Yep. I could have had it for the same price that I got the Buick, but I just couldn't fit in it. Every time I found a really nice sporty car I liked, I found a Mustang one time I just fell in love with. And I had room for my legs, but it was so low. Good thing it was a convertible, because otherwise when the top was down, I probably had to cut a hole in the top for my head.
Chris says something here that's interesting. If you think about technology and how it's come and gone. My grandfather's town car from the 80s had stuff that I still don't have in any of our cars. True enough. You know, some of those cars, my 78 town car was about a city block long. Honestly, I think a VW Beetlebug would have maybe fit in the trunk without being compacted. I mean, it was just huge.
Oh, yeah.
Every way. And it was like this deep. What was I going to tell you? You were talking about, it doesn't have, in the back, that 78 had the window that went all the way down. None of these safety windows. That was, and then the little tiny window, like this wide, going up, and the very back, that went down as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You didn't find that too often.
No. And
remember the little wing windows cars used to have?
That's the one I'm talking about. That one went down. But I know the one you're talking about that did one of these numbers.
Yeah, they just folded out.
they made for a nice breeze, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was back in the days when your air conditioning was 455, 4 windows down at 55 miles an hour.
That's right. No, I tell you, a lot of people didn't realize that you could take up 3 entire parking spaces if you played it right with a town car. If you parked the body of it over the middle, the middle part of it, and then the front end is in another spot, and then the trunk was in another spot. However, you usually had some kind of damage to your car. Let's see. Chris says, I test drove a Miata and could. Chris, I did too. Yeah. And it just was not happening, buddy.
My sister's father-in-law has a Miata, and every time I see that thing, it's like, well, get me 2 of them. I'll wear them as roller skates.
Right. The 63 Caddy was supposedly the same version JFK drove in. Not convertible, but limousine. Yeah. There's been a fleet of limousines. The president has pretty much all the time that the Lincolns have been in main production have been the cars for the president. Now, some of the newer presidents, I think President Obama, President Trump, who was before Obama? The other one, Bush. Yeah, I think President Bush, that was Bush too. I think President Bush and President Obama and President Trump and President Biden. I think they have all had this newer model of Cadillac, which is nothing short of a tank. It's just, it is sportified. We love our wing windows in our RV. Oh, yeah. No RV is complete without those windows. Those RVs, they'll drag in their own wind supply. They really will.
Yeah.
They feel good if you're getting a nice breeze coming in. We love our wing windows in RV. My wife has a Miata. How did I know that? She looks like a Miata lady.
Yeah, I can picture her in one.
That is, I know, right? She could be on like one of those wine commercials headed up to the Napa Valley. Woo, and throw the wine over, you know. They ride within the Beast now. Right, Chris? That's he's referring to the president's car. It is called the Beast now. And just to see the specs on it, what they allow us to see, it's an amazing piece of technology. As is Air Force One. It continually upgrades. They modify that thing every year.
Have you seen the new one they're building?
The Air Force One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be something.
Oh my gosh. I guess they're just going to have to keep upgrading to stay ahead of the evil powers that be.
Well, technology advances so fast anymore that it's like almost a yearly thing anymore. I mean, look how fast. Well, of course, you don't remember most of it now, but I mean, it's like what, 12 years ago when iPhones first came out, and now all of a sudden, look how far they've come. It's like, I had my first cell phone was the bag phone variety that you had to plug into your cigarette lighter.
Bag phone.
Yeah, they used to come in a bag about the size of a lunchbox.
Oh my.
And all the electronics were in there, and it still had a cord on it and everything. And then you plugged it into your cigarette lighter.
Oh my.
That was kind of I guess they were more mobile phones than they were cell phones, because it had to be, you couldn't, it wasn't portable. You couldn't just pick it up and take it with you.
When did you guys, all of you on here, when did you get your first cell phone? And I have no idea when mine was. I don't remember getting one.
That was my first one. It came when I purchased a full-size van. It was a accessory. That was back in the 80s, I think, some late 80s.
FYI, if any of you are diehard auto show fans, I believe the auto show has been postponed a week, and it's going on now, I believe, in the city. You might want to check into it. Chicago Auto Show, probably.com or something like that. I don't know. It's the largest auto show in the world.
We've got the boat show going on down here.
That's going here too at the same time. When is the Chicago Auto Show going on now? The nation's largest auto show. Will there be a Chicago Auto Show in 20? Dumb thing. I just answered that. How much are tickets? $15 for adults, seniors $10. Thank you, Jesus. Children under age 3, free. Okay, dates, tickets, more results. What time is the Chicago Auto Show? 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wow. The 2022 show runs February 12th through the 21st. There you go. So it's going to go through Monday, I guess. Is that right? Somebody's going to have to help me on that. Is Monday the 21st? When's the 21st, somebody? My wife has a Miata. I got a free bag phone. Chris got a bag phone too when I bought a car in the early 90s. What about it? We have the Trudeau. What the heck is that? Let me get this stupid. I hate this thing. I want my old phones back. $10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's open to the public. It's at McCormick Place. If you don't know where that is, it's one of the largest freestanding rooms in the world. It's humongous facility on the south side of downtown. It's just south of Soldier Field for those of you that know the landscape around here. You've got the Field Museum of Natural History, and then you go down right across from that, and you've got the Soldier Field, and then you go on down from that, and you've got McCormick Place. Are masks required at the Chicago? It is required for all attendees aged 2 and over, except when eating and drinking. Masks must cover the nose and mouth. Proof of COVID vaccine will not be required for admission. That's great to know. There's usually a couple million people that show up for this thing. Believe me when I tell you the size of it is horrendous. If I could even set up for 2 hours, I would go, but there's no way I could make that. I used to go every year. With somebody that I'm starting to remember now, who's no longer with us. But I will say, there's probably a lot of good memories there. I would imagine. News and debuts at the 2022 Chicago Auto Show. The oldest and longest running auto show in North America, the Chicago Auto Show, last experienced its usual 10-day run in 2020, literally days before the COVID-19 pandemic swept through and shut down the nation. And while last year's event was a hybrid enterprise of sorts, this year the auto show of old is back with its traditional 10-day mid-February run. The show kicked off on Saturday and runs through Monday, February 21st. A lot has changed since the last full show, while electric vehicles were just starting to make folks take them seriously 2 years ago. Today's EVs are arguably one of the most important part of the automotive landscape. See what else is making headlines at the Chicago Auto Show. If you like the auto show, just go. It is, believe me when I tell you, it is well worth your $15 if you can stay on your feet for most of the day. That's only good for one day. You can't come back and trade it back in. I have gotten busted up, bruised up, banged up, bloodied up. I got spots on my shoulder. I got a hip that has a softball on it. Oh, I don't know when I got beat so hard. I think I got in a fight with some teenagers when I was a kid. It was rough, Dewey. Ooh, man, this one felt like a beating.
I know the cruise was hard on you.
Yeah, I hate it because I so didn't want to make that about her taking care of me. I wanted her to have a good time, but
we made sure she had fun too.
She did. She said she felt so bad because she made me go on that cruise. I said, well, honey, I went on a cruise because I felt like you'd have a good time. So we got on with our Mutual Admiration Society, then quit. Ford GT Allen Man Heritage Edition. 1966 Ford GT experimental race car with its limited edition. 2022 Ford GT Allen Manning Heritage Edition. I want one. No, 1964 prototype, which honors the automaker's earliest 5 original Ford GT prototypes. Okay. What was it I wanted before? Lincoln Town Car?
Yeah.
Okay. Put that on the back burner for a moment. I'll come up with maybe another one you can. And you guys can just roam through the mixture of 4 burners and decide what and then buy that for. Did I tell you, John and Nancy from New Hampshire, beautiful people, beautiful people. We had such a good time with them. He pulled a fast one on me too. He used the old, may I be excused? I have to go to the men's room. I'm like, sure, I've used that 100 times. That's an Alan Ellsworth trick.
To pay the bill.
Yeah, he went up to pay the bill, got back to the table. Who's leaving?
No, I'm guilty of that trick too.
Oh
so.
yeah. You know what I'm talking about. It's like, who's this? Somebody just came. Your friends on Facebook, customer service representatives, St. Lucia. I don't know that person. Okay, well, thank you. There's people I don't know. Chris said he had a free bag phone when I bought a car in the early 90s. Okay. I never even heard of a cell phone until I do remember J.R. Ewing on Dallas show. J.R. Ewing had that great big one. And we still thought it was cool, even though it was the size of like a toaster. He held that thing up and said, all right, Barnes, I'm going to destroy you. And that was his favorite line. He always was after Cliff Barnes. I don't know who all that's from. Oh, that's from our friends in Australia. We have the Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Oh, Justin Trudeau. We have the Trudeau. Okay, plump. I know who you're talking about now. I can't keep track of all the world leaders. Heck, I can't keep track of my own president. They change from 1 hour to the next. Like who's selling gas cheaper right now? Prime Minister of Canada. I was going to ask something. Oh, what about the rest of you? What was your first car? My first car was a Buick Century, but that was the car my parents let me drive. My first car that I bought and spent a whopping $750 on was a beautiful, luxurious, ultra extensive, bright red 71 Super Beetle. Not the Beetle, a Super Beetle.
My first car was an old 1960 Comet.
I know what a Comet looks like.
I bought it off my uncle for $50 and it used more oil than it did gas.
Oh my goodness.
It was a standard joke in the town I went to high school in. Every time because they still had full service pumps there. So every time I'd pull in, they say, fill up the oil and check the gas. I had to carry a case of oil in the trunk. So if I ever went very far distance, I'd always have to throw an extra can or two in to make sure I made it.
You know, they got all the pretty little plastic bottles now that you can unscrew. But when I was a kid, and you too, Dewey, all we had was like the V8 juice cans.
Yeah.
And you had to have one of those spouts that would pierce it, and you had to shove it down hard so it'd go enough down.
Oh, yeah.
And I invariably wouldn't shove it all the way down, and I'd go to pouring, and out would come all over the engine. And my dad got so mad at me. How many times have I told you? Roy and Becky say a 78 Mustang. I like it. There's very few. I think there's one model of the Mustangs that I didn't care for, but I think it was only one model. There was one model that looked a little bit odd to be a Mustang, but I just liked the car, and I can't remember what year it was. It was a Mustang, though. I can't remember.
My first car was supposed to be a 1967 Mustang. Back when they were really sporty and stuff.
Yeah.
My stepdad had got one, and it needed work and stuff. And this was like 2 years before I was turning 16. And supposedly he was going to fix it all up and stuff. And then that would be my car when I hit 16. Well, that didn't work out well because the first time he needed money for liquor, he sold it. So
Ooh, man, that's a mean man mess with this kid's car.
he was just a badass drunk. He didn't. I mean, he was terrible.
Ah,
When he died, the day my mom called to tell me, I felt no regret for the fact that he had passed away. And to me, that was the greatest thing that could have happened.
you know, it's sad, but we had this same thing happen night before last. We got word that the man that was married to Shelley's mom, which was not Shelley's dad, this was after apparently Shelley said her dad died in 2004, and that this guy kind of came in and swept, you know, Ruth off of her feet and acted like the fake god Thor, and said he was 10 years older than she was, and he really just wanted somebody to marry him that would take care of him. Well, the joke was on him because she got breast cancer that took her quick, and he ended up trying to take care of her, and he didn't take care of her. Shelley flew out there to see her one time, and her mom had fallen
Oh my!
and broken one hip and one knee. And wouldn't you know, not on the same leg, but one hip and one knee. Let's see. And she told him, she said, Don, she said, I'm going to call the police on you. She said, because I only have to spend one night. She said, and by the time I leave here tomorrow morning, they'll be here. She said, and I'm going to tell them what you've done, and I'm going to show them pictures that I just took. She said, so you buckle up and get ready for whatever they dish out for you. She said, you've mistreated my mother, who has not done you one bit of harm ever. She loved you, even though you weren't her true love in life. She still loved you. And Shelley said she took, while she could, you know, while she didn't have the cancer or whatnot, she took good care of him. And oh boy, she didn't have anything good to say about him. I had the one you didn't care for. I had the 71 Mustang Mach 3. The Mach 3, Daniel, I'm familiar with that one. The Mach 3 was big, but it had a monster engine in it. I had a friend that had one. I don't think that's the one I couldn't stand. That is actually my buddy down at the end of the block, Mark Anderson. Mark had one of those, and wow, was that ever a piece of work. And he worked on it all the time. Of course, the cops were always down at the end of the block trying to figure out if he was smoking pot or working on his car. And but it was a beautiful car. And it had superimposed the Mach 1 part so you could see it real brightly. It was two-tone. And the Mach 1 was done in like a bright silver, almost a glitter kind of, or even like a mirrored finish. And then around it was like a black and maroon. It was beautiful. I was thinking it was more, I was thinking it was a smaller one, Daniel. I don't remember. I remember Mark's car because he drove a couple of years before I did. I can't think of the one I'm wanting to retrieve. I don't know. There's been a lot of beautiful cars come out over the years. I always liked luxury cars because I liked the way they rode.
Yeah.
I could take my town car out on the interstate here and drive 125. And you didn't hear the road, you didn't feel the road, you didn't lose the road. It was just beautiful, beauty in motion, if you will.
Oh yeah.
And not beauty in commotion, it was just beauty in motion. But you never had to worry about road noise because of that double insulated trunk, and man, that was so nice. People that never had a car like that don't understand how how much of an impact it makes. If I were snowbirding, I would want, if I couldn't have a van to sleep in at night, I would want a town car. I have slept in my car. In fact, years ago, I slept. The girls were. Well, this was actually before the girls were born. No, wait. I don't remember when it was, but I remember it was a town car. I can't even remember where. Well, anyway, I have slept in a town car because I just lean the seat back, which, I mean, you can do that with any car nowadays. Mommy has a Kia Optima. Yeah, Kia Optima. That's what she has now. And I think it's 2 years old, I think. We were talking about this last night, trying to figure out. That Mustang 2 was not well received. Oh, okay. Be right back. Going to feed dogs. Okay. Okay. Mustang 2. Yeah, maybe that was. Boy. Wish I remembered everything I thought I should. Right. Is that Daniel or Nancy in the picture? Who's in the picture on his avatar?
I think that's Daniel.
Okay. I just want his hair. I mean, if there's any justice in the universe, come on, look this over. Okay, I'll trade the Lincoln in for this. I don't have to have the hair if I can have the Lincoln. Is there any bargaining with the God of the universe? Probably not a good idea.
I don't know. You can probably try to bargain, but you may not like the deal you come up with.
Yeah, and don't tell him, I just want to do your will, Lord. That's all I want. I just want to do your will. Oh, God, because once you say that, my brother and my sister, he's going to give you the chance. He will give you the chance to prove it. Hi, Mommy.
What light?
Yep.
Let me see.
It's sparkly.
Show Dewey your nails.
My nails.
Ah,
What'd I do?
Yeah.
I knock it over? Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
What a wretch.
See? They got sparkles on them.
Oh, don't they?
Nice.
Pretty.
Yeah.
I think I've got it narrowed down to about 2 different choices. Either a Lincoln Continental from the last year they was produced, a couple of years ago, or a cigarette boat to go out on Lake Michigan.
I think you better stick with the Lincoln Continental, because you might hurt yourself. Well, you could hurt yourself with either one, but
Well, give me some of those. That'll make me feel better. Beast.
you want some chili?
Mm,
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, these are the ones you gave me during the night? These weren't too bad for $1. Those Albanese. Hey, do you like gummy bears?
I'm not a big fan of gummy bears.
Well, there's this brand that my daughter got me over in South Bend, and she brought them to me. Then I started finding them at our store here. The one she brought is called Albanese.
Huh.
Albanese. Albanese. And man, they are so soft and so chewy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
See, sometimes he comes through for you.
Where?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Are you serious? What'd you do? Like make a love offering?
You know what? I don't know.
Don't mess with me, lady. The Lord's doing all kinds of crazy things.
See, you spoke up, and he's answering. He's just answering the wrong prayers.
Lord.
He answers the one that's over there. It's a good thing he doesn't answer me, or we'd all be dead. But that one can pretty much name her price. No, we do practice what we preach. And in times past, we've had much more to give, and we took advantage of the opportunity. Giving in faith, that we thought, don't know what, don't know when, but it'll come back to us somehow.
Well, this week has been exceptionally stressful because I've taken a leave of absence. Did you tell them that?
I was telling them that you're trying to work on a exit plan,
Yeah.
and
But
she
right
did.
now, I'm on leave of absence.
Today was her
working
first
from
day
home.
for a leave of absence from the church. Now she's
I'm still working.
doing
from
a lot
home.
of church work here at the house, but that's what we talked about earlier, working from Dewey.
Yeah.
Dewey works. What you do, is it Dewey?
Tech stuff.
Yeah, he's a tech.
I still do some web design. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dewey. And
But I've been very concerned, worried that.
Chris does too. Chris is on here. Oh, Chris says hi, Mommy.
Oh, hi. Hi, Chris. But I've been worried about, financially what I was going to do and if we could even make this cruise happen.
Yeah.
Or if Alan should even go. I mean, I still don't know, but
They all think I should go.
of course they do. They want to see you.
Well, I mean, I can't help it. I like people.
Well, I'm on mommy's side now that I have cruised with you. You got a ways to go before I think you should go.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. So you don't have to tell me that. I mean, I know.
I'm sorry, Papa, but that was hard on you.
It was Dewey. In complete honesty and candor, you
We
are.
got-
As much as I would like you to be there so everybody could meet you, you come first. So
Well, we still got some time.
I'm getting people from all over, Dewey. All four corners of this country.
oh yeah.
Several people out of Canada.
You're a popular person out here on the web.
Couple people from Australia. Couple people from St. Lucia. And it's like, man, half these people I've never met them. But then,
Well, y'all
then it
pray,
occurred to me 2 weeks ago I had never met you. In person, we talked.
That's true. That's true.
y'all pray real hard that we can get his, at least get him to a place where he can function better. He's actually doing better since we got home.
Oh yeah, he looks remarkably better now than any day on the cruise.
He's had about 3 or 4 days though to sleep, do nothing but sleep and rest.
Thursday night when we got home,
We got in the house and he went straight to bed.
I came upstairs. I don't even think I peed.
I'm sure you did, but
I
I
mean-
don't know. You might. I don't remember.
I don't
Never mind.
remember stopping in the bathroom. I just remember coming up here and
You
taking.
crashed on the. You were so wiped out. That traveling really does take it out of him.
That
That takes a lot out of a person when you don't have issues. So I can imagine how he felt.
And the only thing I'm worried about is him. The falls that he had while he was on the ship contributed to problems. And he's got we'll see what his neurologist has to say.
that's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll know a lot more then.
Or no.
And so
They-
I'm not sure, we may not know for sure if we're coming until toward the last, little bit.
Well, we got to make up our mind
I
by
don't
mid-July.
want to pay for the whole thing and then lose our money either, or even just lose.
What about insurance?
Huh? I haven't bought insurance on that one yet. We'll definitely have to purchase insurance for sure, but I can do that later.
I got the potato soup up there. I
I
haven't.
can buy insurance like towards the end, before we get, as long as we buy it before we get on the cruise, I can do that through Carnival.
I wish Chris and Laura would go with us.
Yeah.
And then we could tell them on the ship, It's birthday time. He and I are sharing the birthday right now.
Who?
Chris Barnett and me.
Right now?
And then, shut it. You sound like somebody I'm trying to fool.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I'm trying to sucker him into like a free chocolate molten cake or whatever that is.
Well, it's free anyway. What difference does it make?
Oh, shut it. Give me my day in thievery. I'm just getting.
You can't get free for free.
I'm just
He's
getting done with
trying to keep you honest in spite of yourself.
tested
Well,
positive.
that's a tough job.
Oh my God. Chris, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're getting better. Said he's just getting done with COVID.
Oh no.
Tested positive last Thursday.
Oh.
Jesus. I
Do
like
you think
sour
he got it
gummies.
from somebody on the ship he was on? Didn't they go on a cruise or what?
Did Chris and them,
Were they on a cruise ship or did they go on a vacation or something?
Chris said hi to you, by the way.
Oh, hi.
I like sour gummies, but I wouldn't mind having some of your. I think Chris knows about my medical gummies. I got a daughter you need to hit up for some of those.
Oh, she ain't anymore. She quit doing that.
Yeah,
She had enough of that.
she needs money. Chris, I could load you up. I got Al Brock. You know Al? What's Al and Jeannie? They moved from Minnesota down to Panama, or no, Destin. I think they live near Destin, Florida. By the
trying
way,
to figure out how I can get your behind somewhere warm to retire.
I think we need to go and live with Dewey for a week. And then, well, we could watch
Always
it.
got room for you.
We
He's
can
got
watch
it.
it while you cruise.
We could watch it for 9 months.
Hey, there you go.
We could do some serious house sitting.
Yeah. Give you 9 months to find some place you like.
Why does that not sound so bad?
You know, that's something I've never really thought of. I thought I'd use my place kind of like a halfway house for wayward travelers on, but I never thought of finding somebody to live here the whole time.
No.
Oh.
Be careful, Dewey.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I understand. I've got the same heart that you do. I love to help people and do everything I can. Just don't let your heart go too far out there. You know what? I'm so preaching to the mirror. Because
He'd give away his
I'd
shirt
give
off
away-
his back if somebody needed it.
you say you want the shirt off my back.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
that's not hard.
That's why he goes around shirtless all the time.
I hate wearing clothes.
Hey, the Pride is on a 2 weeks nude cruise right now.
The Pride?
Yep, out of Tampa.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one. Is that
Is that a carnival ship?
It's a carnival ship. That was my very first ever cruise.
Oh.
The Pride, not the nude cruise.
I feel like there should be a humongous joke in there, but I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, I was just on the Pride in October when it was still up in Baltimore before it came down here to Florida. So, but I'm trying to remember now who it is. Somebody that works at the Tampa cruise port, and I can't remember now. Where I'm forgetting who it is, but he was
Richard,
there when people were boarding, and he said, based on what he'd seen, it's not going to be a pretty sight.
it's Richard.
That's it. Yes.
Richard Jans.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. He said, based on what he saw getting on the ship, that nude cruise was not going to be a pretty sight.
Oh my goodness. I just caught what you said. I thought, oh, stop
Yeah.
it, Dewey. What are you talking about? I missed it. Oh my goodness. I thought we were going to like back and forth with some gay jokes or something.
No, this is a real clothing optional cruise. 2 weeks.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I guess they do it every year.
Wow.
And
Is there such a thing as a gay ship?
they do have gay cruises too. Matter of fact, the cruise that we're going to be on, guess what else is happening on that cruise?
Oh, I've been on where they had like the gay thing up, like gay parties and stuff. Up.
They've got a huge drag show thing coming on the cruise at the same time.
I bet that's hilarious, though.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
It's kind of fun.
I sent that information to Sean and Alana and to Cindy and everybody else, in case they wanted to be aware of that. And you know what they asked me the very first thing? What are you going to wear?
Well, it's purple and green and yellow and blue, and there's a rainbow on the butt.
Oh. But when I found out that was going to be going on at the same time, it's like, oh, this could be a very interesting cruise.
Oh,
I thought you were joking when you said the Pride, because
No.
is that the actual name of the ship?
Yeah, it's the Carnival Pride. Yep. I've sailed on it twice before, so
Do you like it?
I do. That was my very first cruise, and then I just went on it this October for old time's sake, because it was my first ever cruise, and I still like it. It's a nice ship, so it's right up there, very similar to what we were on with the Magic. But yeah, it's a nice ship. I had a good time on that one, and I would go on it again.
Wow.
I don't know if I would go on it now as a nude cruise, but
was the whole cruise nude? The whole entire thing?
well, it's
I think they had
chartered
it.
specifically for this event, so people have the options to be naked outdoors. You can't be naked in the dining rooms and the buffet and stuff. They do have limits, but I guess it's mainly in the outdoor areas. They can be naked if they want to.
Wow.
Sir, how would you like your meat this evening? One in front, one in back.
Alan. You nasty.
I'm just a little naughty.
That's a lot naughty.
I'm not the one that talked about gay ships. For all I know, the thing's got a. Don't look at me.
Well, that gives a whole new meaning to whale tail, then, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, you're gonna give me a heart attack. Oh.
We're going to test that rolling on the floor laughing bit.
I know them kids nowadays don't know what ROFL really means.
Oh, Roland.
We know what it feels like to roll on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dewey. I don't know if it's safe for you and I to be anywhere near each other.
Hey, we made it just fine on the other one.
We did.
Yeah.
We did just fine. And I will have to say, I know, I was a whole lot to handle. I know it was, but I told Shelley, I said, it was such a joy to spend time with you. And I enjoyed our conversation. I enjoyed your clothes. You had some of the coolest clothes.
We're not gonna bring near as many clothes this next trip.
I won't need as many.
It was really a lot to try to getting home and stuff. It was a lot to try to maneuver all of those suitcases and lugging them.
Oh, I bet.
It was just too much.
That had to be difficult because it's not like he could help much. So
No. And listen, if you want extra pillows next time, I think we could probably ask the cabin steward to give us a couple extra pillows, and so you don't have to take yours.
definitely. And even as much as I cruise, I'm still learning to kind of thin out what I take because I always overpack. Because I'm just as bad as a woman when it comes to not wanting to be seen twice in the same outfit all the time. So I tend
wore
to
t-shirts. I wore those T-shirts from all the channels, and it worked out fine. I had 8 T-shirts in 8 days. The whole,
You know how I had all those tropical shirts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm enhancing my wardrobe. I bought masks to match most of them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I like the outfit he had on Was that Curacao when you?
The orange.
It was like an orange one, and
Oh, the orange one.
Yeah.
where the ladies were dancing around me. There,
Yeah,
those ladies with
that
those.
was Curacao.
Dewey.
Yeah.
I ended up. We never could get his phone unlocked. I ended up taking his or wait, that wasn't you. That happened after we left you. When your phone locked up. His phone locked up and we couldn't get it. He couldn't get into it. He forgot his Google password.
Oh my.
And I took it to 2 different T-Mobile stores, and they were like, unless he's got his PIN number to get on the phone, he couldn't remember the PIN to get into the phone, and he couldn't remember his Google password either.
I don't even remember having a
still
Google
doesn't-
password, but I've only had one code, one PIN, the whole time I've owned that phone. Only
And
one.
it wouldn't work.
And it would
it's
not
totally
work.
locked up. And they
Well,
couldn't-
it's like I found in the process of packing and stuff, I found my wife's old iPhone, which is identical to the one I have. And she, same way, her password was always the same. And I thought I knew what it was because I had it in my password file, but it's not the right one. So I have yet to be able to reset it so I can use it. And it's, I'm in the same boat with her phone.
What
I
do
got
you,
a
what do you
perfect.
do? What do
I
you
had
do?
to go. I had to go buy him a new phone.
Oh,
And they were able to transport his number from the old phone over to the new phone, and then I reset his Google password once I got the new phone.
And that's what I think I'm going to have to do with mine is take it to an Apple store or something. And I'm sure they have a way that they can go in and
Yeah,
reset it and stuff. But, I've been trying to do the best I can. And I was able to erase a lot of stuff off of it, but I still can't totally reset it so that it's not trying to use all of her like cloud login and all of that stuff. And I need it to use mine. Otherwise it's not useful because I don't know that I've got the wrong password. I can't access any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
well, and unfortunately, Alan did not have any of his pictures. He had everything saved to the hard drive on his phone or instead of to the cloud.
Uh-huh.
I don't know my gallery.
Yeah, and you had it on the gallery, but instead of saving it, you had it saved to the phone instead of to the cloud. So, like if something like this happens, you can't retrieve any of your pictures, none of that.
I had pictures of my mother and father in there.
He can't get to any of his
Oh my.
pictures. He lost all his cruise pictures.
Pictures of my mother and father when they were kids. I'm very, very sad about that, but
And they couldn't do anything to retrieve any of that?
no, because
Unless he
Shelley,
remembers
who was it that went with you?
to where?
Oh, John, Cha. John and Nancy. Well, Nancy and I stayed out in the car, but John went in the
T-Mobile store.
T-Mobile store there in
Yeah, it was in
Orlando to help her, go through this with T-Mobile people. And they got T-Mobile on the phone and the whole schmear, but short of coming up with, and, I never had a different word. I didn't keep changing my password. I only had one word the whole time. I did that deliberately because I'm a creature of routine.
Oh yeah.
The more strict the routine, the better I operate.
I think something happened where you tried so many times. I think your phone got locked, and it just quit. It quit accepting anything.
I just don't want to screw the pooch on this new one.
I could have had them wipe your phone, but I didn't want to do that in case you remembered your password.
I've got it, and I'm still going to keep trying.
I mean, I would.
Because, if I can, I don't know, maybe I can get some information out of it later, What really broke my heart was my pictures, my
Where is your
family's
phone?
pictures.
Where's the old
Yeah,
phone?
that's the bad thing when you get stuff like that it's not easy to replace. So
There's another.
It's under the blueberries. Under the blueberries. Yeah.
Here, that's not your
That's
phone.
not a phone, honey. It's
This is
That's the old one.
This is the old one.
This new one she got me is the same thing I had, but it's the upgrade. Instead of the OnePlus number 7, it's the OnePlus number 9.
Yeah, it's the 9.
It's the OnePlus number 9. I love the phone. It's designed to go head to head with the Samsung Galaxy, and but it doesn't
Samsung
cost near
actually-
as much.
Samsung actually makes it, but they sell this one overseas a lot.
The OnePlus.
It's a lot. The OnePlus they sell in Europe a lot. A lot of people in Europe have it.
That's why I like it. Well, buddy, I have been on here precisely 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 37 seconds. I enjoy my time with you. I enjoy my time with everyone. Daniel Field says, I don't get the whole whale tail thing. Please explain. Nah, Daniel, I'm going to leave that to somebody. And there are people in this room right now that can add a bit of hilarity to the explanation. So I'll just leave it at that. It's big and they hand it to you. They place one in your hand on your way on the ship. That's the first thing you'll get is, hi, welcome to, we're going to steal all your money. And Dewey told me, Dewey said, I think it was Dewey said this. He said, I was griping and moaning about everything being charged. And Dewey said, yeah, I think it was at breakfast one day. And Dewey said, yeah, Carnival, they're not going to give you anything for free.
That's for sure. That's what makes them such an affordable cruise. Is they make it cheap to get on, but then nothing is included like other ships. So
I have got to go through my exotic wear.
What's your exotic wear? That's scary.
Oh, I've got some strings and stuff.
Strings.
G strings.
Why would you do that?
Because it's sanctioned.
That's disgusting. You're in a string thing is nasty.
We'll see.
Oh, you got serious issues, my love.
I do. That's why I love you so much.
Oh, I'm one of your issues.
Well, there's that. All right, buddy. Hey, it's always good to talk to you, my friend. I had
Same here.
Had a great time on the ship, and I look forward to our time together, in October.
I'm glad to see that you're doing so much better. So that does my heart good to see that.
Say a prayer for, what's the date on that, Mommy, for the neurologist?
21st.
Monday. I guess Monday is my day, the 21st. I'm going to go see the neurologist, and I'm hoping for a good report. I'm going to let him interpret. Mommy got all the paperwork from that hospital in Orlando, all the scans, all the doctor's notes, everything.
Good.
She was pretty comprehensive in her pursuit, and I'm very thankful that she's in my corner. I wouldn't want to be against her. I have been before. And it's not a good time.
I've almost been kicked out of hospitals before because of
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
right.
but sometimes the patient needs somebody who's on their side to look out for them. So
That's true. In that particular case, it was true. I don't know. I think I'm going to let the beard grow till like maybe mid-March.
I'm trying to do mine, but believe it or not, this is like 10 days and that's all I got. So I think it'll come off by the weekend because I don't like it.
Alan's is like 2 or 3 days.
This grows so quick.
Mine don't. And even after 6 months, I still look like a cat with mange.
You should look like a cat with mange.
Oh,
Oh, you silly man.
But I figured I'd give it a try. You never know when it may do something good, but I'm not liking it. So the next day or two.
You don't live in such a cold climate where you need facial hair.
Nope.
It comes in handy here, but all it would do down there, it would just heat you up and make you.
I tried to grow one back in Illinois so I could have a real beard for Santa Claus. Yeah. I don't think I had as much as you got after 6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mine doesn't. It grows fast up here on top, but it doesn't grow so fast here.
Mine's just the opposite. This is all sunk down around here. Hey, buddy, I'm going to let you go. Please take good care of yourself.
I will.
All right.
when's your next cruise?
Shelley said, when's your next one?
Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Saturday. Of course it is.
Most people count it in hundreds of days. Mine's in hundreds of hours. So
Where are you going on this one?
this one will be on the Horizon, which is the same ship we'll be on in October.
Okay.
And I'll be with Kim from Two Traveling Tour and her son. It's his birthday on Saturday, so it's his birthday cruise.
Okay.
So it'll be just the three of us, and then Megan is with Kim now on a cruise. Megan Morris, the Duchess of Drink.
Oh, yeah.
She's with Kim now, and today she had me look up some prices. She may stay on and go on the Horizon with us next week too. So
Oh, that's right. You said you're going to have 3 weeks on Horizon this year?
I'll have actually 4. By the time we get on, it'll be my 4th trip on the Horizon.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Are you going to start serving tables on there or something? And then you want to be our room steward?
Well, by the time October comes, I'll definitely be good and familiar because my other 2 trips are in September. So I'll be good and fresh on it by the time we go on in October.
It would be neat if they would let you pick your server. Did they let you do that?
If you know somebody that is, you can request, yes.
Okay.
So like if you're going on a ship and you know you've been on it before and you had somebody, you can request and they will accommodate as best they can.
I filled out, I got on the emails yesterday, I got a thing from Carnival wanting me to fill out a survey. And I mentioned about the friendliness and courtesy of Jose and Melvin in the dining room there. Jose was the smaller guy and Melvin, I don't know if one is a waiter and the other one a head waiter or.
I think that's because they work in teams. So I think Melvin was our main waiter, and the other, I don't know what the title is for them, but they always seem to work in at least 2, sometimes and more, depending on the table size. So,
Well, I know they were both friendly. I
oh yeah,
really enjoyed their friendliness.
yeah, they did a super job. I was very happy with them.
Everybody was friendly. Who is that?
Hello. Hey, how are
Oh.
you?
I think she's talking to Cindy Spiker.
Pretty good.
Well, you have a good evening, and I'll make sure to pray for you on Monday if I don't talk to you before then.
Thank you, my friend. God bless.
But,
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Because of his health and stuff, I'm not sure what we're going to be able